I didn't like boxing, but I knew I was good at it. Tyson Fury said I'm the best person he ever sparred. Tony Bellew said I'm one of the best people he ever sparred.
Is that a speed aspect that you bring to the game?
Tony Bellew would tell you like I broke his rib before the fight. I've got obviously after the Tommy Robinson situation, I've got a lot of. You forgot about that, didn't you?
I've got an opinion.
You're a racist,
I'm allowed my
little
opinion.
prick and I want you around here.
What's racist got to do?
Fuck off.
What's racist got to do?
Come back to where you come from.
Yeah,
No.
what are you doing?
Yeah, they kicked him out of the country. Said, oh yeah, I thought you'd been invited, but they just kicked you out. That makes sense. It can only be an Islamic problem if Islam teaches it.
Do you think AJ will fight again?
It'd be nice to see him back.
Tyson, AJ, is it gonna happen?
There's no woman in the world that could beat me in a fight. No single woman in the whole world. So I've got 10 years in total.
And what's the charge, sorry?
One punch manslaughter.
Right.
I never killed him. The hospital did. I have respect for the family, do you know what I mean?
How much you paid to spar with people?
Central Cee's manager. I linked him with Joe, me and him are like this. That's my dog. He gets it cracking when he needs to get cracking.
Yeah. But then if they're making millions, grand a week don't really make sense to me. But then winning the title, how is that for you?
It's not a proper title though, is it? Misfits are going to hate me for saying that.
Wilder and Del Boy.
Wilder can't punch anymore. Since Tyson, he's never been able to punch. Yo, it's your boy Ty Mitchell, the one and only Misfits double champ. I'm down here at the Shizzio show, and it went off today. There was a lot of banter, a lot of back and forth, a lot of fun stuff, and I feel like a lot of you would get to know me a lot better. So make sure you check it out, lock in, be there or be. You know what that means.
Streetlife is the only life that we know. Ghetto life, down in the ghetto we born and grow. No, no, no.
Okay, we are back, another episode. Love to everybody as per usual. Subscribing, following. We're building slowly but surely. We will get there. They can't stop us, baby. Real special guest in the building. I'm not talking one boxing champ, double champion. You get what I'm saying? Let's have it right. He's so big he didn't even bring the belt. He said, "Bro, man, I don't care about all that." But I'm gonna give him his flowers today. Ty Mitchell is in the building.
I got my G.
How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
I appreciate it. You actually stayed over a night just so you could be here. I love that. Yeah. You know what I mean? The question is, what was you doing though?
No, I was chilling. Wallahi, I was chilling. I was in my hotel, just chilling. Okay, I'm from Derby, right? So it don't make sense. I had to be here yesterday because obviously I thought, while I'm here, I'd do what I've got to do, try and get everything out of the way. So I've come yesterday to do what I was doing, and there's no point me driving all the way back to Derby to drive all the way back. So I just stayed in the hotel. Went to David Lloyd's last night, stayed in a hotel, went to David Lloyd's again this afternoon.
Cool sparting and that, you get me?
I didn't know, I was training and running and that, then I went in the spa for, I've gone about an hour yet. Yeah. Went in the spa.
Chilled out.
And then, just chilled out and then,
How are you, sir? You good?
Alhamdulillah.
Life good?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and go through your whole journey, so bear with. You just said you're from Derby. That means nothing to a man like me. I swear that Alton Towers is around here somewhere.
Yeah, it is kind
of. Right. Break down Derby for anyone that doesn't know.
I'm the biggest advocate for Derby. Derby is the best city in the world, bro.
Whoa! Man said in the world.
In the world. There's nowhere I don't believe.
You've lost it, bro.
Bearing in mind, I lived in Dubai in 2023 for a year. I'd still prefer Derby over Dubai. But
really?
Dubai is a close second, though. Dubai is my heart.
That's a hard sell, bro.
Yeah, no, do you know what it is? I think it depends what you like. See me, I don't like the hustle and bustle. I don't like fast pace. I don't like loudness. And so the worst place for me to live is somewhere like London.
Okay.
I'd rather live in a cave in Baghdad than live in London.
Why?
I'd even consider living in Israel before living in London.
Whoa! Get the channel cancelled. No.
And that's how much I hate London. I'd never choose Israel.
Why?
Over London. But I just don't like it. Do you know what it is? People are like, what don't you like about it? I'm like, what is there to like about it? It's super busy.
Yeah.
There's traffic everywhere. You get congestion charges. You get ULEZ charges. There's 20-mile-an-hour zones everywhere. There's traffic wardens everywhere. It's like there's traffic everywhere. You go outside, you can't even wear a nice watch because you get robbed. Then they want to charge you £20 for a Snicker bar. The rent's extortionate. It's just nothing good about it. I don't get what's good about it. What is good about it?
You ain't lying, bro. You lying. That being said, what's so good about Derby though, bro?
So it's safe.
Is it safe though? You can't wear watches and walk around, bro. I think the whole UK is done like that.
Nah, Derby is calm, bro. You can walk wherever you want.
No. You're overselling it.
I'm selling it.
Watch a man go down there and get nabbed. You get me?
Obviously, there's certain parts of Derby where
I
guess if you go and you meet the wrong person, you might. But
right.
where I live, the part of Derby I live, it looks like Emmerdale. So it's just farms and sheep and just, it's nice.
And then you got Alton Towers, bro.
That's like an hour. That's in Stoke. It's an hour drive.
Oh,
from
swear
Derby.
down.
Yeah, it's,
Oh,
but
there you
it's,
go. I got that wrong.
So I love Derby, man. Derby's a place.
What is there to do as a kid then? Talk to me about that then.
See, show you what I did as a kid, what you can't do in London, because you've got no greenery, there's no grass in London.
Yeah.
Wallahi, I'd go out in the morning, say if it's like school holidays, I'd go out in the morning with a packed lunch, and I won't come back till the street lights come on. I'd be out in the forest, I'd be in the woods, I'd be making dens, I'd be making all these kind of things. But not just me, all the kids in the neighbourhood would link up at the bottom of the street and we'll just be out all day. But you can't do that in London, it's too dangerous. And I'm talking, we're like primary school, I'm not talking secondary school.
Right. So you're bunking school then?
No, I want about the holidays.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'd be out all day. I'll have a pack and we're just making dens in the woods and making rope swings, and it was a blessed, looking back at it now, I had a very blessed childhood, man.
Are you getting into trouble a lot as a kid?
Nah, not really. Not at that age. Not in primary school. We wasn't getting into trouble because we're just kids. We're just building dens and playing PlayStation in each other's houses, and we'd leave our push bikes on the street and we'll come back in 2 days and the push bike's still there. Like, it's not getting robbed.
Is that happening now in Derby?
Nah, I think
that's an era thing.
Yeah, I think that's an era thing as well, because now kids, like my son, for example, he's going to be 10 next month.
Right.
He plays that, to be fair, he does play out quite a lot with his mates, but they're also like online playing each other on Fortnite and things like this, where we didn't have all this. We were just going knock on.
Minecraft.
I said, have you ever knocked on for your mate? He's like,
what's that?
no. I said, you ain't knocked on yours, my mate coming out. They just, no, I just text him and see where he is. I'm
Sad
like, yeah,
times,
different.
bro. Sad times. All right, so in school, what are you kind of studying? Are you talking about school?
Yeah, school was a rough one.
I'm
for
just
me.
laughing. Is that a rough one? Rough how?
I was just naughty, bro.
Right.
I don't know why either, to be honest. There's no good reason, obviously. I don't know what it is, but I was just mischievous.
In what way, though?
Just disruptive.
There's like levels of mischievousness out here, bro.
Yeah, so I was just disruptive. Like,
yeah.
I didn't want to. I'd just be like trying to talk to people in class, not doing my work. People are trying to do their work, and I'm just trying to talk and mess about.
Right.
And yeah, just up to no good, really. If there's any school duggery to get up to, I'd be doing it. Do you know what I mean?
You're on it.
Yeah, and then when I got to secondary school, I was kind of the same, but a bit more over the top with it. Like, I'd be in class chatting, like if I'm bored, I'm just trying to chat to someone or chat to a girl, and the teacher would be like, Ty, shut up.
Right.
But I can't take shame.
Okay.
So I was too insecure. I was mad insecure in school. So they would be like, Ty, shut up. I'd be like, you shut up. Like, back to the teacher. And they'd be like, right, go and stand outside. I'd be like, you go stand outside. I'm not going nowhere. Like,
he's one of them ones.
just like that, yeah. And then I'd be getting suspended all the time, like getting sent home, and just
really?
Just for stupidness, like nothing really naughty, just answering back and just being a disruptive little twat. And then in year 11, I had like 6 months left. They just said, yeah, like, don't come back, man. Like,
how many times did you get suspended in school?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Man said that bear quite 19. There's a mic there, you know. You can't. Okay. Are your parents strict?
My dad was super strict.
So then, when you're getting suspended 19 times, what's happening? You're gonna ask whooping, because I would have.
I was getting beat, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're just taking it.
Well, at the start, I was getting beat, so my dad just give up. He just thought it's not working.
Right.
But I wouldn't be at home chilling for the 4 days or whatever I've been suspended. My dad used to give me a lift of chores, pick up the dog shit, cut the grass, clean the skirting boards, and stuff like this. I used to hate it. I don't know. But it's like I didn't want to be naughty. Like, I could be suspended back again, but I couldn't help it. It's just who I was. Like, it's easy to say stay out of trouble, but when it's your personality, you don't know any different. It was hard, do you know what I mean?
What do you put that down to? Attention? What is it?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Just immaturity, insecurity, just a lot of different things, to be honest.
Have you got brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm one of 8. But
You're one of 8?
But I grew up with my mum and my 3 siblings till I was 10. Then I moved to my dad's and I lived on my own with my dad until I was 16. So from 10 to 16, it's just me, my dad and my stepmom. And then my stepmom had children.
Right, okay. How is it with that many brothers and sisters?
Yeah, it's lit, yeah.
So where are you in the line?
I'm third.
Okay, what, third oldest?
Yeah.
So do you have to look after the others?
Well, they're grown now, innit?
No, but I'm talking about then, innit?
Then they look after them. Well, so I had an older brother and an older sister.
Yeah.
And then I had a little brother, but he was 3 years younger than me, but he's from Sheffield. We've got a different mum.
Right.
But then I had another little brother that's 7 years younger than me, and we've got the same mum and dad. So, but I didn't grow up with him. I grew up with my mum. But so when he'd have been 3 when I moved to my dad's.
Right.
So I didn't look after him because obviously I was living with my dad.
Why did you move to dad's?
I just didn't really get on with my mum and my brothers and sisters.
Didn't get on?
I was like, I don't know, I just didn't really get on with him and that. And I was like, even though I shook on my dad, because anytime he see me, he was mostly beating me because I'd been naughty. I always was addicted to him.
Are you really rebellious then? Because you're kind of painting the picture, man. There's a bit of a rebellious.
I was naughty as a kid. just mischievous, but I'd always have done something. Like I'd only see my dad at weekends, but within that week I've done something. So next time he's coming to give me a good outing for something. I've either been rude to my mom,
right,
or I've been hedge hopping people's hedges in the village and mashed
hedge hopping. What's that?
Yeah, like, you know, you jump
some country thing, cuz country game.
I forgot you don't have hedges in London.
No. What's hedge hopping? Just
you know a hedge?
Yeah, you jump over it.
Yeah, you just jump over it from garden to garden to garden to garden.
How's that a bad thing? That's hurdles, fam.
Yeah, but then
that's ghetto hurdles. You get me? Oh, you've been mashing up the.
Obviously, he's mashing up the people's things. Just stuff like that, or
right.
just being a little knobhead, basically.
And then, kind of, did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up? Was there a plan, or you just kind of winging it?
It depends what age you're talking. From what age?
Just let's say from secondary or just.
Yeah, I always was going to be a boxer.
Oh, you just wanted to be a boxer?
I knew I was going to be a boxer. Yeah.
Oh, from young.
Yeah, so
okay.
I think that's why I was kind of like, I don't need to learn anything. I'm going to be a boxer anyway.
Okay, why is that then? Where's the inspiration come from?
Because I already was boxing.
Right.
I started competing when I was 11.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So, what first got you into boxing?
My dad opened a boxing gym. So my dad is a professional boxer.
Oh, come on, big him up.
Yeah, he was heavyweight. My dad's bigger than me.
Right.
So he's a heavyweight boxer. And then he retired, and then he set up his own boxing gym in '97. So
in Derby, yeah?
In Derby, yeah. So
right.
I'd have been 6 years old. And then from 6, I was just in the gym, yeah, just training every so often. And then when I lived there, when I went to secondary school, after school, I go from school to the boxing gym every day. So I just train, and then I'd start competing.
So early doors, I just want to be a fighter. Don't want to do nothing else.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like what? Fighting?
Yeah, I didn't like boxing, but I knew I was good at it. So,
explain that one.
Because boxing, you see the fight, but it's not the fight. It's the weeks of training and running and getting up early and running before school and dieting, and it's horrible. And then you're getting older in school, 13, 14, 15, and everyone's going to after parties at school, and they're drinking, and there's girl, and there's this and that, and you can't go. So there was like...
Are you not going?
I can't go because I'm fighting. I'm in training. I might have a fight in a couple of weeks. So I'm having to miss these things. And it's like, I'm thinking, yeah, this is dead, bro. I want to be with the girl there, man. Do you get me?
You're not looking a little cheeky party, bro.
So then I started like going...
I'm going to do cardio past the house party and pop in. You get me?
So then I was going to parties and then not sleeping and going to fight the next day and then just losing because I'm tired. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
My dad's getting vexed and I'm like, bro, you should have beat this kid. Like,
right.
You've trained hard for weeks. And then you go to the party with a girl. But I don't regret it.
Like,
right. I wouldn't have took it back. I needed to do that growing up. Otherwise, I'd have just... Do you know what it is? I guess there's a lot like Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. They sacrificed all these things from young to go and they've achieved great things. They're like greats in the sport. So I guess when you sacrifice, but I wasn't willing to sacrifice my childhood and not have a childhood either. So I don't regret it.
Are you fighting in the ring only?
Yeah, at this point, yeah, just boxing, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you aren't getting in trouble outside?
Not really at that age. I think I'd had a few street fights like with people like a couple of years above in school and things like this, the odd fight or whatever. Like had a fight with a year above one time, like we all arranged.
Bust him up.
There's not a whole year against a whole year.
Oh, whole year, wow, so next Royal Rumble.
That was years ago.
In the countryside, cuz, you get me? Them man have got space to do that shit, you get me? We can't do that.
It's literally on the field as well.
Right. Okay, so you are taking it seriously. So your first fight's what, 11 years old?
My first boxing match, 11 years old. And I kind of did it till I was maybe 15, 16, and I stopped for a few years because I was just sick of it. Like, I just bored of boxing.
So you were bored of it?
Yeah, bored of it. I just wanted to live, so I just was doing nothing really.
So what's the plan then at 15 when you don't want to do this?
I didn't have a plan. I was living at home with my dad. I didn't need nothing. It's not like a...
Yeah, but you're going to get older, bro. One day, you can't say
You're not thinking at that age. Okay. I'm living for now.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Partying. Gal.
Partying.
Hedges.
Hedges.
You get me?
No, hedges are gone past hedges then.
All right, cool. So then after school, do you not go to college or anything like that?
No. So after school, I think when I first got suspended, I was 16. When he was like, yeah, don't come back, I was 16. So I was still training, but then I think it was like a bit after that, I was like, oh, I'm not doing this no more.
Right.
And then I went back again at 18.
Qualifications, you get anything?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
He said I could go back and do my GCSEs, but in my head I was like, I'm never going to work for somebody. And GCSEs is only to show your boss, I've got these qualifications, and I knew I was never going to work for anybody.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not going back to do that.
So you don't qualify with anything, you stop the boxing. What do you think you're going to be doing then, bro?
I don't know. I can't remember. I was a kid. I can't remember what I was thinking.
Were you working part-time? We did.
No, I had a couple of jobs, but none of them lasted.
Right.
So what was my first job? Oh yeah, I was canvassing, like trying to sell conservatories and doors and that.
Yeah.
Like knocking on people's doors, trying to give them quotes, but obviously they just say to get fucked, don't they?
Yeah.
That didn't last long. Then I had a job in Comet Warehouse. Remember Comet, the electric
come on, electrical things.
But I had to get up bare early, and I was not an early person, and I didn't last long.
Yeah.
I was just like, it lasted maybe a month.
Right.
And then the last job I was at 4-inch chocolate. The chocolate.
One for you, one for me, cuz. You know what they were?
But yo, like, you think it's easy. It was hard graft, you know. So they had like trays of chocolate, you know, the trays, and they got the different shapes and different chocolates. But they're going past on a conveyor belt, so you've got two chocolates.
You're in the warehouse.
I'm on the line.
Around the line, yeah.
So obviously you've got 2 chocolates. So when it comes past, I have to put the 2 chocolates in the right place. So I'm like this. But when you ain't done it before, yo, my shoulders was burning. And the line's going quick, so I'm like this. But I can't keep up, and you've got these old women, they've been doing it for years, it's nothing to them. And I'm like this, sweating like,
and then that as well.
You don't even want to eat it, bro. You know when you say like you want chocolate until you go in a chocolate factory, you don't want
get sick of it.
So I don't want no chocolate.
Right.
So that didn't last long. That lasted maybe about a month.
Right. Is this why you decide to go back into boxing?
I think it was just I was 18 and I know I could get paid for it now.
Right.
So I was thinking, might as well.
And are you you don't have a lot of options?
No, I always knew I was going to go back to boxing anyway.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah, I always knew I was going to go back to boxing. But
okay, you go back to boxing now. You do it serious now. Is your pop still there training you? Man's looking at me, fine, but well, come on, bro.
Because I still wasn't taking it serious though.
Right.
So I was very immature still. So what I'd be doing is now I'm 18.
Yeah.
Now I got a little money and that, and I got a little sauce, and like now I'm starting to get girl, which I've never really, because when I was in school, girls didn't really used to like me like that.
Right.
My 2 best mates, they was like rich, pretty boys, and girls used to love them, but I was like the ugly duckling kind of thing.
Right.
And then I left school, started to get a bit of money and that, started to get like little sauce and that, and then I'm getting bare girl and that, so it's like, it's new for me. So I'm addicted to this now life, and I'm going out in town and this girl, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to get an outfit, and I'm just trying to move to... That was my thing, but then obviously I'm going about boxing now. So I'm thinking, I like boxing because it's going to get me more gear.
Right.
It's going to get me paid. But also, I love this lifestyle. So it's like, so then I'll be like, train. I'd fight, win, go back to my normal life.
Right.
Just partying and chasing gear at the weekend. Right. Another fight would come up. And then it come to the point where I was trying to mix it. I'll be training, but still going out, and a fight will be coming up, and I go out like a couple of weeks before the fight. Yeah. And I'll be smoking the guys for the first 2 rounds, outboxing and punching them up.
Then the cardio kicks
gone. And this guy that's nowhere near as good as me, he's out punching me, even though he's not hurting me, but he's out punching me, and then he's won the fight.
Right.
So when I was pro, I had from 18 to 19, I had 5 pro fights, won 3, lost 2. The 2 I lost, I was smoking them at the start.
Right.
Gas tank went, and then he beat me. So it's my own fault.
Right.
But then since then, I've never lost.
But you actively turned pro from early, like
from 18, yeah.
Right. Is that your choice, or is that because you know?
It's my choice.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And then, kind of money-wise, then, are you making a lot on?
Nah.
Because it's hard graft, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard graft. At the start, you're making 500 quid a fight for that, and you got to sell the tickets to make your money.
Yeah.
Unless you get a TV deal,
right?
It's hard graft, and back then it was a lot harder to get TV deals. There wasn't as many. There's probably like 2 promoters at the time. There's a lot more. So yeah, it was hard graft, but obviously sponsors help you a bit and stuff like that. But it was hard graft. But remember, I lived at home with my mum and dad, so I just stayed in. I didn't have nothing to pay for my kid.
So you're building a career. How many fights you have?
I'd had 5.
Right, and then what happens?
I ended up spending some time at Her Majesty's pleasure.
Right, I'd be honest, I didn't know this. I just Googled it, I think earlier, and I know messaged him. Can we talk about this? Was this a part of your life you kind of don't talk about?
We can talk about going to jail, but I just don't want to get back into
the incident.
Into the incident.
Okay.
I have respect for the family, do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say what happened for those that don't know? Or
you can say the charge, it was 1-punch manslaughter.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't really want to go into the nitty.
You don't want to talk about it? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. And you get, how long do you get?
So it's a weird sentence. So I've got 10 years in total.
Right. And what's the charge, sorry?
1-punch manslaughter.
Right.
But the bit I will go into it is obviously I never killed him. The hospital did.
See, okay, go on.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Like obviously, they said he had no life-threatening injuries until he went to hospital. So after I got found, they found me. Well, they actually charged me for murder. So I had to go to trial on murder.
Right.
And then they found me guilty of manslaughter. And then they had an inquest after, and they said, yeah, like the hospital was the reason he died, not me. But because I hit him and he went to hospital, I was a contributing factor. So I got done for manslaughter, which is.
So did they change the charge then?
No.
No.
Because before the trial, they already knew that I'd not done it. Well, that it was a hospital.
Right, so you get tried for, you get tried for murder.
Yeah. Well, they offered me, but before they offered me, they said you can plead guilty today to manslaughter or Section 18. And I said, it's not Section 18 because there's no intent.
That's GBH, yeah.
Yeah, with intent. So that means you've intended to cause someone serious harm. But if you punch somebody once, there's no intent to cause serious harm.
Right.
Like, that's if you stab somebody or you stamp on the head or something like that.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not pleading guilty to Section 18 because obviously there's no intent. I'm not pleading guilty to manslaughter because I didn't kill him in the hospital. So they said, well, go to trial on murder then. I said, well, I will. And that's what happened.
And you were happy to do that because a murder charge guilty is...
Finished. Yeah, it was a big,
life off.
It was a risk, yeah, but obviously it's a risk I was willing to take.
Okay, so you take the risk, they try you for murder, you get found guilty.
Of manslaughter.
Okay, so during the trial they dropped the charge then?
No, they didn't drop the charge. They still, the whole trial was a murder trial.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm confused there. Right, if the trial's a murder trial, why are you not getting tried for murder?
I did get tried for murder.
So then why are you not guilty for murder?
Yeah, they said no guilty of murder, it's guilty of manslaughter.
Okay, so then they've got to change the
They didn't change the charge though. That's what I mean. While I was on trial, they just found me so the charge was the same the whole way through. It's just the trial said, well, he's not guilty of that. He's guilty of this.
Okay. Sorry, I don't. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you get how long?
So it's a weird sentence. So I got 10 years. So I got 7 years, or 7.5, 8.
Right.
I can't remember. With a 3 years extended license period on license when I come out. So normally if you get 8, you do 4, and you be on license for 4.
Right.
I did 4. I was on license for 6.
Right.
So
I read something that you shouldn't have even been there. You should have been on something about bail. Can you talk about it, or is that a separate issue?
yeah, so I was on bail for a Section 18 on the firearms at the time.
Okay, you can't just slip in firearms and be like, yeah, okay, what are you doing, bruv?
That was
a pin in that.
Listen, I was found not guilty of all charges. I won't do nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allegedly.
But what's the alleged charges prior to this?
They said that me and my friends had a fight with some men outside a pub.
Right.
And then they're saying that they pressed charges, so then we allegedly shot at them after. Right. Which didn't happen. Okay.
They said something about you've been on bail how many times prior to that?
No, I was on bail for, it was going on like a year and a half.
Right.
But obviously they're saying I breached my bail conditions, like I was late to sign in. Because I had to sign in the whole time. There's nothing drastic.
You've got to sign in and come, right?
Yeah, like it was going on for years, so I had to go in and sign in at the police station. But obviously every year, like a year or so, there was times where I'd like be late and things like that. So that was what they meant by breach.
Okay. You get how many years? 7?
Yeah, but I served 4.
A bit of a silly question. What's that feeling like when you get told that? Are you relieved in one way because of it could have gone a lot worse?
No, I wasn't relieved. I was annoyed because naively I thought, I've not killed him, so they're going to find me guilty of manslaughter. But in hindsight, I'm glad he sent me to prison. I deserve to go to prison.
Right.
So I was annoyed at the time. I was thinking, I've been in for like 9 months on remand. I'm not getting out for years. Like I thought, because you could go home today. They could say not guilty.
Yeah. Are you kind of hopeful that could be a thing?
I thought that it could be a thing, but looking back at it, it was never going to be a thing.
Right.
But yeah, so I was just a bit annoyed. But then after that was like my easiest time in prison because I was like, okay, I know I'm not getting out. I can just get on with my jail now. Right.
Your first time in prison, or had you been prior?
I'd been a few times before, but nothing like a couple of weeks here, a month there, just for like...
For what?
Breach.
What's breach? Bro, this guy, bro. What is this like? Sorry, bro. He's just slipping into things, bro. Okay, cool. What is it like then when you know you've got a 7-year sentence?
Yeah, it was annoying, man. I was thinking, I've just done 9 months and it feels like I've been in here 10 years. Now I've got to do another 3 years.
Right.
But once you accept it, you just get on with jail. So I just stopped thinking about coming home. Like I didn't even think about home.
Right.
Then it just flew. It just went quick because I was just in jail. So I just wasn't really thinking about outside so much.
Well, I've had a few people sit here tell me about prison life. Tell it from your perspective. What is prison like?
I'm not going to glorify it because it's a waste man place and there's nothing good about going to prison, but I had some of the most peaceful times of my life in prison and I had some of the best times of my life in prison. So
okay, elaborate please.
I didn't have a child when I went to prison.
You didn't?
I didn't have no responsibilities. I could just be, it was just peace and quiet. I didn't have nothing to think about. I was just no bills to pay, no, you know what I mean? No, not this rat race of life. So I was just, it was just peaceful. I just was chilling, like, and I'm very happy. But like, so you got to remember when I moved from my mum's house at 10 years old to my dad's, it was just my dad and my stepmom in the house. They was at work all day. I didn't really see them much. When I did, they'd just be in the front room watching Coronation Street or whatever. So I'd just be in my room all the time by myself.
Right.
6 weeks holiday, I'd be in my room most of the time by myself.
Yeah.
So I was conditioned to being in a room by myself. So then when he sent me to prison and I was in a cell by myself for 4 years.
This is a different room, bruv.
It's a different room, but it's still got a TV in, and it's still got everything in. And the most of the time is I was just asleep all day, and I'd be on my phone, and I had a mobile. Like most of the time I was in there.
You had a mobile?
Nearly the whole time I was in there.
What, smartphone or normal?
Smarty, bro.
Man's a smarty. Do I even want to know how, bro?
Everyone's got. It's not hard to get phones in prison. I got caught. That's why I ended up. I was meant to serve 3.5 years. I ended up doing a month under 4 years because I got caught a couple of times at the start. Remember, I don't know jail like this.
So how much extra time you get for that?
I ended up doing about 5 months extra.
5 months because of a
because basically, like I said, I was very insecure and I had a bit of an ego when I've gone in there. So when I don't remember, I'm fresh in at this point when I first get caught with the mash. I don't understand prison.
Allegedly, there's no mash.
No, a phone.
Oh, sorry, mash. Sorry,
yeah.
we call mash a thing.
Right. But they call it mash.
Right, sorry, right, go on.
So when I'm in the jail, I don't really know how to pattern properly, like when to use it, when not to use it, do you know what I mean? So I'm on it. And
how did you get it, bruv?
I bought it from someone in there.
Okay, how much is a phone in prison? Did someone tell me it's like bags or something?
Yes, yeah. So it depends what prison you're in. Some of them, the less there are in the prison, the more expensive they are. It's like drugs, I guess. The less there is, or gold, or whatever, the less there is, the higher it costs. I remember when I was in there, if you get like a little £10 basher phone from like Asda, they've been taking it in there, it's like 4, 5, 6 bills.
Right, so how much is a smartphone then?
The smartphone's about a bag of 15 bills.
iPhone 15 plus.
Nah, they didn't have iPhones. Wasn't a thing like that then. It was Blackberries when I went jail.
Oh, okay, BB pin and that, bruv. What's your pin? Okay, but fair enough.
I didn't have some Sony thing. I had some Samsung thing and then a Sony thing. But I had a little car. But I had a small thing like this, which would look like we call it a BMW key. So if you have a BMW, it just looks like a key on the back where you turn it around, it's a phone.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's easy to like balls it or cheeks it or whatever.
Right.
Because it's just tiny. A lot of them plug in, but I was never doing that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got caught. What happened was, obviously, I'm naive. I'm on Facebook chatting to girl and I'm posting I'm on Facebook posting statuses like being a dickhead. Like I don't give a shit about jail. I like porridge. Just immature shit. But like you look back now, I think, what would you do? Yeah. But obviously, I'm not thinking.
How old are you then? Sorry.
I'm 20, 19, 20.
Right.
So obviously I'm not thinking like anyone. I'm thinking why they're not. No one's going to be interested in me. I'm in jail. Like it's just going to be my friends. Next minute, the governor's come to my cell, opened my door. He said, a member of parliament has rang the jail and said, you've got a high-profile prisoner in here. Because one night it was all over the paper. Because I was boxing in that at the time when it happened. When I got locked up, it was like in the papers and that. And they're saying, I ain't got none. I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm thinking I've got a bad boy spot. Yeah. So I'm thinking they can't find this. So in my cell, there's like a cupboard that's like, they have like cupboards like wooden, but they're glued to the door, to the wall. So it's like this, and then you've got a slat here, and then you've got like cubby holes for like boxes and socks and stuff. So what I've done is, no one's told me to do this, it's my own thing. So I'm thinking I'm sick.
Have you got your like own room? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah. So I've got like a little piece of cardboard, not cardboard, like board, but like plywood, like flexi wood. Yeah. And I've carved it down to the same slot size of the cubby hole to the square. Yeah.
Carpentry.
So I've took it to the thing and I'm filing it. Yeah. Then I've put 2 blocks on the side of it. Now what I used to do is I'd put my phone in there and then I push it back. So when you look, it just looks nothing. But if you press the back, it pops out.
Man made secret compartment. Yeah.
Secret compartment.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I've already done this in the jail.
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm cold. I'm like, I ain't got it. But to be fair, I don't think they was onto it for time. But I think another officer, because it was in there for time, they couldn't find it. I said, I ain't got nothing. They said, well, no, you've got it. You've been posting. If you tell us where it is, just get it over and done with. Otherwise, you're going block. I said, you're going to send me a block. I ain't got nothing. Right. So they're like in there they put me in a hot cell next door. They're in there for time. I'm thinking, yes, sweet, you ain't finding nothing.
Man, put.
Next minute, he said, yeah, we found your phone. We secret compartment. I'm bastard. So obviously they've let me go back to my cell. Anyway, they said you're gonna get a write up. You're gonna get whatever. You'll send you a write up or whatever, and then it goes from there. But now I know the officer that done it because he's a prick, and he's like. So I'm walking, I'm making him. I was like, do you think I give a fuck? I was like, I'll just buy another one anyway. I'm rich. I'm not rich. I'm like, I'm rich anyway. I'll buy another one. Do you think I care? So I bought another one the next day. Bought another phone. And I'm there, my friend. I know he's looking, but I've got the little thing now, this one. Yeah. So I'm just on it, very, very chatting. But I know he's outside my door, but I'm thinking, so what? Fuck you, bruv. I'm doing it to prove a point.
Well, hold on. You're doing it in front of him?
No, I know he's there, but he can't see through. But I'm on it, but they have a scanner. So they can scan to see if you're getting a signal.
Right.
And I'm just on it, anyway. But it's a stinky, so I'm buzzing it now. The next day, so they've come here and they wonder me it's not going off. They wonder me it's going off. I'm thinking this ain't meant to go off. They're meant to have like hard lane metal in them. Then I ain't got it. Then they took me to the boss chair. Then they've locked me in a fucking dry cell and they've ended up getting it. So
a what chair?
a boss chair, so it's like scans if you've got anything.
Oh, you sit on the chair.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they put me in a dry cell. That means like, if you go to the toilet, it's dry, so they can sift through your shit in case people plug it and they need to shit. That's what they do. But I didn't plug it, so in the end I was like, fuck it, you're gonna get a ticket.
Right.
So I ended up getting 2 months, 2.5 months for one fault, because they ended up sending me to court, outside court. So I went back to the magistrate and he gave me 2.5 months for one, 2.5 months for the other. So I ended up doing five months extra.
Are you getting in fights in prison?
I had a couple.
Right. You want to elaborate, or we not?
We can elaborate. So the first one was a big Colombian guy, but this happened in Leeds. So I'm in Leeds.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that a cat what? Sorry.
This is just a Cat B prison, but this is like a remand prison. So it's like when people come in and then they get shipped to have a Cat B, sees wherever you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this big Colombian guy, and he's like everyone on the wing shook of him. Like I've just moved to the wing, but everyone shook of him, and he's just like very aggressive, like. And like everyone's like, oh my man, I'll stay out my man's way. But I didn't know him. I'm just like, I'm still remember I've got no hair on my face. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm playing table tennis and he's mopping behind me because there's a cleaner on the unit. So I'm like, bro, don't mop behind me, because if I slip, like I'm gonna slip. We're saying, well, I need to do my cleaning. But I'm saying it's association. Do it after. Like, so he's still mopping. I'm saying, bro, if I slip and I bust my head, then we're gonna have a problem, aren't we? He's like, what problem? We get problem now. Walks up to me, I'm shocked. I'm thinking, I just hit him once, knocked him out cold, but I was shocked. But I was trying to go like, I was like, that's what I thought, pussy. Yeah. So then, obviously, I've just rolled him under the pool table because he's like.
I said, rolled him under. Yeah. Sweep him under the carpet.
Because the govs was looking, so I was thinking, I'm not even trying to get like, do you know what I mean? I've literally just been sentenced for what I'm in here for. So I've just got my sentence. I'm already pissed off. Anyway, he's gone. He's woke up, he's gone upstairs, he's come back down with a shank. So I've picked up the pool ball, I'm like, try it, pussy. And he's just standing there mouthing, but he's not doing nothing. But he works on the surgery as well. So like, we've gone bang up. Obviously, I've got to go through the surgery now because obviously I need to get my food. So he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, and he said something. And I'm like, you know I am, bitch. But he's like, yeah, it ain't over. I'm like, yeah, pussy, you'll get it again. But the officer is there, so he's seen the confrontation. I'm thinking, why have you done that in front of the govs, you fucking pussy? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I've gone back to my cell, and then the govs come to my cell and they've moved me to a different wing. And then, from that, they moved me to a different wing, and then I ended up getting shipped to another jail. I had a couple of fights towards the end of it. Do you know Bellew, YB's?
No.
Central Cee's manager.
Right.
So me and him, I linked him in jail. Me and him are like this. That's my dog. But me and him got into me and him got into madness with other people. But that was probably a madness. But let me not hire him up in here. I won't tell you what happened. But that was a madness.
Okay.
He really is him. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
okay. He doesn't say much, so I don't really know.
Yeah, no,
what is him? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he's him, bro. Like he gets it cracking when he needs to get cracking.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna unalive a lot of people. I thought I wasn't getting that because he went left towards the end. Like he got mad.
Okay.
So yeah.
What's the worst thing you see in there?
Yeah, that when me and him had a madness, that was the worst thing I've seen in there.
What, as in you versus him or you together?
Me and him against about 10, 20 Derby man and Nottingham man.
Okay.
Yeah. He went off, he went left.
Right.
Yeah, he went left. And do you know the worst thing was both at the end, he had a week left. I had 2 weeks left. I think, he had a week left, I had 2 weeks left. I'm thinking, we're never getting out of jail. That's what I thought. Like, he went that left, I thought, we ain't getting out.
Yeah, don't you at that point just not want to get in any trouble?
I didn't want to get in no trouble. It was someone that owed us some P. It's kind of gone left for him, but not, and then, then he's just, then they've tried to do something and he's just gone left, he's just gone off,
Can you get anything you want in prison? Because I've had people sit here, they can get anything. Drones coming over the top, they're telling me whatever you want.
So when I come out in 2015, I've been on for a long time, like 11 years now.
Yeah, drones wasn't a thing then.
It wasn't a thing, but there was throwovers. You can get like, more or less any drugs you want, any phone you want. You can get all that kind of stuff. Officers will bring it in if you're paying them enough, or they'll throw it over. Yeah. This throw over, there's all kinds of stuff, do you know what I mean? So.
And then since then, we've seen videos of kind of screws females with... you were to pass any type of comment there, you get me? No,
so I was in a jail called Dovegate, we called it Lovegate.
Right.
So I was in there, I done a thing with like 2 screws in there. My brethren's done a thing with screws in there. But they all got bagged. They normally get caught because man, they can't keep the mouth shut, or there's other people that know about it and the haters, the man them are haters. Right. So the girls, the women are always getting sacked from there. They call it Lovegate. But I ain't never been caught with no officer.
So it's an active thing that's been going for years. Yeah.
Listen, You're going to put a woman in a man's jail, she's still a female.
I'm confused. Why are they employing women to go in men's prisons?
I will never understand it. Because you've got to remember, they're still human beings and they're still women.
Right.
And they're around men with got nothing to do all day but break them down
Psychologically.
like, after day after day after day, month after month. And they've got game and they're just running game and they're making the girl feel good. She's probably in a shitty marriage. And these men are telling you you're beautiful, this and that. And bro, the women, they're emotional beings, bro. If you learn the psyche of a woman, bro, you can infiltrate them.
No, it's true, but I don't understand why they actually say, all right, you women can work here.
I don't know why their men would let them work there. That's what I want to know. Do you think if I had a girl, she could ask me to go work in a jail? She couldn't even come and ask me that. Why would you want to work in a jail?
Right.
Fucking slag. Not in my under my work.
Okay, in prison, is that where you revert then? Or is that...
Yeah, so right at the end, just before I got out.
Okay, so what was the turning factor for you in regards to that?
Yeah, so I knew about Islam.
Right.
Anyway, I was very inquisitive. I'd ask a lot of questions. My dad's boxing gym, One Nation, it's full of all different ethnic minorities. So you got Sikhs, Muslims, you've got Hindus, then you've got Polish people, Afghans, Slovakian, everything you can think of, everything. So I'm a kid and I'm inquisitive, so I'd ask. But I want to know why this, why that, why this. And a lot of them, obviously, they're probably young, like probably only teenagers or the men that don't know. Because remember, when you're born into Islam, there's certain questions that you're probably not asked.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So they're either getting annoyed because they can't answer the question, or they're being too talking about the spiritual, but I need logic. And maybe the dawah they was trying to give me, I was just a bit too young to understand. But I come across a book by chance called A Brief Illustrated Guide to Understanding Islam that changed my life. So I read that book and it talked about the scientific miracles of the Quran and the facts. And that piqued my interest. So I read that. I read a few other books and then, I accepted Islam. And then a few months later, I came home.
Yeah. And does that change your outlook completely going forward?
Yeah, do you know what? Well, I've been Muslim so long now. It's like, 12 years?
Yeah.
I can't remember how I used to think before. So, like, say if I go out and do something now, like, I don't know, if I was to go to a rave or if I was going to go check a girl, I feel guilty after there's guilt that you feel. But then I guess I wouldn't have just thought any different. Like, I wouldn't have known it was, do you know what I mean? Because it wouldn't have been a sin for me then.
Yeah.
So, but I can't remember it not feeling like that. Do you know what I mean? The way it's been so long. So, yeah, it's something, obviously, it's a slow process. I kind of get stronger in my deen as the years go on and better. I'm far from perfect. The things I struggle with, but yeah, like Islam changed my life and saved my life.
You serve your porridge. What's that feeling like? Freedom. After 7, you serve how long?
No, I served 4.
4, yeah. What?
It was all right. I was just bare quiet. I just didn't really have much to say. I don't know, because I'm quite a laid back guy as it is, but it was nice.
What is the first thing that you do, bro, when you come at them gates, bro? What food you hitting, bro?
Well, it was weird because my my sentence was wrong. So what they done was they calculated my sentence from when I got when I got sentenced, not when I got locked up.
Okay.
No, because there was a discrepancy. They changed my charge. So when I got locked up, I was locked up for a bit. Then they changed my charge after like a month.
Right.
From section 18 to murder.
Right.
But they said he just started from the murder one. But it's like, no, he's already in jail before that. So then my lawyers was like, you've given the wrong... And it was only literally the day of that I was meant to get out that they opened. But I said, you're getting out. But I said to my dad the day before, I might get out tomorrow, I might get out next month.
Oh, really?
So I told him I was out tomorrow. So when I've got out, I'm still waiting for my dad to come. He's like, I'll come get you. But I'm sitting there for like an hour, like, waiting for him to come. So he come with my brethren and my cousin.
You didn't want to do them videos where they come with the Lambos and pop champagne?
No one knew I was getting out.
What do you think of them videos, bro, when people do that?
I just think everybody does it. I think it's very generic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's silly?
I don't know. It's for them if they like it. Who am I to say anything? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't like it, but if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. So yeah, first place I went was McDonald's.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I love McDonald's. I loved McDonald's at the time, but I just had all I had was some fries and a drink, but I didn't really like it. And then
why? It's the salt and all that. You know, you don't have that shit, bro. Their oil and all that, bro. What the fuck is this, bro?
Yeah, it was just too rich. Yeah. And then where did I go? I just went to see my grandparents. Went to get a trim.
Yeah.
Went to see my nan, and then went to the gym.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Did you ever have contact with the gentleman's family? That you never had any contact? Okay, fair enough. Right. So you're back. You're finding your feet. And then what? Is it like a plan now? What it is I want to be doing?
Yes, obviously I'm thinking back into boxing.
Okay.
Naive, but I thought back into boxing. So obviously normally.
How old are you when you come out? Sorry.
24.
Right. Go on.
So when you come out, obviously on license, you can't go abroad for years till you finish your license.
Right. How long's the license? 3 years?
No, my license is 7.5 years.
Okay, why?
Because I got EPP. Remember I told you I got extended license?
Right,
Yeah, because
okay.
it said I was a high risk.
Right.
So, but there's, in some extreme circumstances, they can let you go, but it's not when you've just come out of prison. You're not gonna, but I've just come out and like Tyson Fury and QE Fury had asked me to go to Cannes, South of France to train with them for a fight. They needed me for sparring. I said, I can ask, but they're going to say no.
Right, hold on. You come out of prison, and how soon after they?
A couple of weeks.
Okay, how does that happen?
I know them anyway from before. I used to spar with them before I went to jail.
Right.
Not Tyson. I not sparred Tyson before I went to jail, but Huey Fury, his cousin.
Yeah.
I sparred with him later before I went to
I know
jail.
Peter Fury, he's been here, big up.
Yeah, so Peter Fury, he's him that invited me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
One of the best people you'll meet.
Amazing,
He's an
guy,
amazing
bro.
person. I
Can't
love
lie, innit? We feel like, what a lovely...
He's a serious guy as well, you know.
Serious, but he didn't talk about any of that, bro.
Yeah,
he
see.
doesn't want it. He doesn't want that limelight.
He's a very serious man, trust me.
Yeah, but the way he talks, he's not interested. So
Yeah, he's not.
Anyway, that shows out now. Watch that, you get me?
Yeah, no,
but
he's a great
okay,
person.
so they say to you, come and spar.
They said like, yeah, we need you for sparring. Come out, and I was also because Huey had a fight in Derby, like 2 weeks in 2 months time. So they said come out train with us. You spar with Huey, and also you're gonna be on the undercard. So
Straight away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, cool. I'll ask my probation, but they're gonna say no.
Right.
So that's my probation. Big up Harjit Sandhu, my guy. So
Right.
he was my first probation officer, the best probation officer you'll get, because he's really about rehabilitation and making sure you're low risk to the public and getting you back into what's good for you.
Absolutely.
And there was a manager at the time, he was all for it. So they said, yeah, you can go. They just said you have to ring every day just to check in to see, oh, everything's going all right, whatever. But yeah, it's cool. I was like, perfect. So I went there, I was there for 5 weeks, training. Then Tyson got the Klitschko fight, got signed. So then he's had to fly to Germany. So I've come back to the UK, carried on training.
Okay.
I've got a foreign license because the British Boxing Board, they ain't going to give me my license because obviously I've been to jail.
Okay, so if you go to jail, you can't have a license?
Not until you come off license.
Right.
Or it's up to them whether they give you or not.
Right.
So I got a foreign license. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm slick. So I've gone to the fight now, and they said, right, obviously, who's fighting? So Ty said, why has he got a foreign license? He said, Dad said, I don't live in a country at the minute, he's staying over there.
Where's the fight?
In Derby.
Right.
Yeah.
So you tried the thing?
You tried to think, they said no. They said, no, you're not fighting.
Is that on like fight night?
No, it's a couple of weeks before.
Right.
So I'm fuming. Obviously, I've trained hard. I'm in shape. Obviously, I've come back to jail. I'm thinking, right, I'm going to change my life, get back into boxing. They said, no.
Right.
They said, it's too soon. Try again in like a year or something.
Right.
So I tried again in a year. And they said, no chance. Like, you've still got... So I'm like, well, why did you tell me to wait a year? Then they said, oh, wait till he gets off license. So I had to wait 7 years or whatever. I only got my license back in January.
So you were training all this time?
No.
Okay, so you just think, fuck it then, I can't get a license?
Yes, I did unlicensed.
Right.
So I had probably about 13 unlicensed fights in the time.
What's unlicensed? Just man them in a room?
It's a boxing match in a full... It looks exactly the same as a normal fight, but it's just not got...
what does that mean?
Like you'd be in a stadium.
Is that legal?
It's legal.
Okay.
But it's just not. It's just not professional.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not. It's like they call it unlicensed. So people that can't get professional licenses.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
Right.
It could be good boxers. They could be like some useless boxers. It depends. But yes, I did that on and off though. I wasn't always doing that. And I would train. Say if I had a fight, train for 6 weeks, fight, and then that's it. I wouldn't take it serious. Like I wouldn't. It wasn't a lifestyle.
But when you get actively told like this ain't happening for you.
Well, they never told me. They kind of always dangled a carrot. There was never full.
But it's like another year.
Yeah,
That must be frustrating.
Yeah,
because
frustrating.
I guess you got no plan B.
No.
So what do you do then? How do you make money? Man's
Like,
giving me that look, you know.
like I just know how to make money. I'd like buy a motorbike, sell it, and
Hustling.
yeah.
Are you still at home with parents?
No, I moved out like maybe.
So what's the hustle, bro? Bring me in, bro. There's a
I don't
hustle.
know. Like
there.
I'd buy like.
The rent must be cheap in Derby. You get me?
No, you know what it is. I just know how to put like drink something. Say if someone wants a car and I know someone else has got a car, I say, oh, do you need this car? Right, cool. And I'll put a drink on it. Or I'll buy a quad, knowing I get it cheap. Or I'll buy like I bought an R1 for like 1,800 quid. I'd sold it the next week for like 5 quid.
Okay.
I just could always.
So there's goods in Derby then.
There's just not even on Derby. I'd go about to just buy stuff, just wherever it was. And obviously, when I was doing my own license, I was getting paid
Right.
for my own license fights.
And you're kind of staying out of trouble actively, like.
Yeah. I've never been in trouble ever since.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just like, just hustling, but just if there's money to be made, I'll make it. Do you know what I mean?
And then how is that training with Fury and stuff like that? Because that's
See, this is another thing. I was getting paid to spar with people.
How much you paid to spar with people?
£1,000 a week.
£1,000 a week. Hey, bring me in. Man's got a chin, you know. Okay, but then why you? Is it just is it a hype because you're a very tall guy?
But you know what it is? This is why people can't believe it. I'm only a super middleweight light heavy, and I spar heavyweights, and we go at it. There's no holding back.
Right, what's a super middleweight? What's the weight there?
So I'm like 12, 13 stone.
Right, what's that?
I fight
85 kilo, 90?
No. I fight at 76 kilos or 79 kilos. That's what I fight at.
Right.
So that's 12 and a half stone. These are 18, 19, 20 stone.
Okay.
So these are way bigger than me.
Right. First thing, your height. How tall are you?
I'm 6'4", so I'm like a small heavyweight height-wise, small, but I'm not like I'm as tall as some heavyweights. Do you know what I mean? Some like Dillian White's like my height.
Right.
Chisora's a bit smaller than me, but the big guys, I'm slim.
Okay.
So people are like, how are you fighting these guys? But I've got a good chin and I will have it. So
why are you fighting these guys? What is it?
They asked me to spar. I don't know. Obviously, I give them. They all said, like, not even blowing my own trumpet. Tyson Fury said I'm the best person he ever sparred. Tony Bellew said I'm one of the best people he ever sparred. Right. Dillian White said, they all say like, yo, my man can fight, bro. Like,
right. Is that a speed aspect that you bring to the game, perhaps? I don't know.
There's loads of people my weight that are quick. Right. Yeah, so I think it's more, obviously, technically, I guess they rate me, but I think it's more, if they hit me, even if they hurt me, I'm hitting you back. I'm not going to, do you know what I mean?
You ever bust up one of them on the slide? Tell me the truth, innit? You bust up one of them, innit?
I bust up a few of them,
man. Who you bust up? Tell me you bust up. Bro, it's cool, bro. I mean, don't worry, no one's watching, bro.
What happens in the gym stays in the gym, brother.
Should it, though, as well?
Well, for example... Tony Bellew will tell you, I didn't bust him up, but Tony Bellew will tell you like I broke his rib before the fight. But then he also wobbled me. He's the only person to wobble me. Do you know what I mean? But me and him, like, it was a bloodbath. Like, we was having it with each other. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Do you put that down to natural talent, or is it something that you...
It's natural talent, for sure. I definitely just was gifted with boxing because I never used to train hard. And there's a lot of people that train, and I just play with them in the gym. Okay. But hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. And I would always, but I would always, that was my problem. It happens with a lot of people that are talented. They're a bit more lazy because they feel like they can fall back on the talent. But at the top, that doesn't work, bro. You can be as talented as you want. If you don't work hard, these guys that are not as talented but more hungry will beat you up. They will be, after 3-4 rounds, they will beat you up. So,
can Fury make a comeback?
Yeah, but Fury can do whatever he wants, bro. He's definitely, me personally, I wouldn't fight anybody young coming up. Right. Because it's a young man's sport. Yeah. And you're way past your prime and these lot are in their prime. So why lose to somebody that you're definitely better than, but they're young and hungry? It's like Dillian White with the Moses Atuma fight. You got paid well, but you can't fight people of your era. Going to try and fight these young people. This is why, like, Mayweather was smart. Terence Crawford was smart. These people are smart. They know that to not go against these hungry young animals, you're giving yourself such a disadvantage. You can't be like nearly 40 years old and having all these fights, and then you got these fresh kids in the prime, full of testosterone, and like hardly had any fights, and then think, oh, it's going to be a fair fight. It's not.
But some might say that's where the money is, or you kind of
got enough money, bro.
Or you can't duck it. It's a drug, though, isn't it? Obviously, they're doing it for money, right?
I mean, money obviously helps, but Tyson don't. I know Tyson very well. Like, he's a very close personal friend. He don't spend money, bro. He just invests it. This geezer does not waste money. He doesn't even treat himself that much. Yeah. He's so, bro. He takes his kids and he'll go to Matalan and buy clothes. Like, I need to buy him some clothes. The mum's gone away.
I respect it.
For facts, he kept. He's the very his missus just come back the other day from Thailand. It was on an economy flight with everybody else. They're not.
How's he fit in that seat, bruv?
No, not him. He's there.
He's like that. You're not saying economy.
But he does sit in economy though. Like, if he's going on holiday with his mates and they can't obviously afford, he's not going to be a dickhead and go and sit in first class by himself. So he's in economy with his mates.
You could just tell everyone, I got you, you know.
That's not everyone. It's not that.
Take a left. Take a left. Don't take a right.
Yeah, they know the left, did it?
Yeah, take a left. All right, fair enough. And then, so when he loses to Usyk, how is that when you see? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he felt hard done by the first fight. He felt like, obviously, he thought he won. I think he won the second fight. I don't think he won the second fight. I think he won the first fight. But I wasn't shocked that they give it him. I think the problem is with boxing, and it happened with me in my last fight. I was coasting the first half of the fight easily, and then the guy had 2 big last rounds, and everyone was like, "Oh, you lost the fight. The other guy should have won." But I'm like, do we just forget all the rounds I won at the start? Like, you just forget how it finished, not how it started. And obviously Tyson was light in the Usyk Cup, for most of the early rounds, and obviously he had a bad 7th or 9th, and he got wobbled all over the place. And that's all people talk about. People think, it's judged on who got the most hurt. That's not how boxing is judged. You judge it round by round. And I think Tyson won the fight on the first fight. However, it was a close fight and it could have gone either way. So I don't think it was a robbery. The second fight, he thought he won. And initially I thought he won, but when I watched it back, I don't think he won the second fight. So...
Can he beat Usyk?
To tell you what, I think it's going to be hard for him to do any more than what he's already done. He's not got the legs he used to have. You see, if he boxed him before he boxed Wilder, Tyson would have battered him. He would have played what he did the first half of the fight. He would have kept it up for 12 rounds. If you watch the first Wilder fight, forget the second two. If you go and watch the first Wilder fight, Tyson did not stop moving for 12 rounds. He was faking. He was hitting him, jabbing, moving. He had the legs to just go all 12 rounds. He can't. After them Wilder fights, him and Wilder have never been the same after them fights. Wilder just lost his power. And Tyson is not as resilient because back punches used to bounce off Tyson like there was nothing. I've been in camp and I've seen him spar. I'm not going to say who, but he's like a top ranked world fighter now, heavyweight. And he was punching Tyson. Tyson was headbutting his punches. Like, you think that's it? Like he had a granite chin. But when you go up against such a big puncher like Wilder was at the time, he was never been the same. He's not. And you remember, boys, he's an old man. He's had a lot of hard fights, and he just doesn't have the legs. He's technically not shot. Technically, he's still there. But he just doesn't have the legs he used to. But I don't know, maybe this rest he's had could do.
But that begs the question: why even make the comeback? You had a great career. You're a total G out here. You get what I'm saying? Leave on a high note.
Do you know what it is? I know Tyson personally, and I see how he is. And to be honest with you, normally when he retires, he's all right for a couple of weeks. Then his head goes and he gets depressed and he's got, what am I gonna do? I'm bored. Yeah. He loves see me. I fucking hate training. Right. I can't stand it. But he loves it. Like, even when he doesn't fight, he trains every day. Yeah. Runs all the time. He loves it because it's good for his mind.
But you could, in theory, train, open a gym, teach the youth, whatever. You just don't have to step into the limelight, and you get that. That's the worrying bit.
That's what gives him. I think that's what makes him feel alive. So it's hard for him to stay away from it because he really thrives under the light. Like, he doesn't get nervous. Like, he's just he's someone that's made for it. This time he retired and he was all right for a long time, so I thought he's probably going to stay retired. Well, obviously not. He's coming back again. But I think...
Are you going to camp then? $1,000 a week, bruv?
No, because I'm a southpaw, so normally they only employ me to spar. He did employ me for a couple of fights when he boxed, not southpaws. But usually, if they bite... Like, everyone that fights Usyk ring me for sparring. That's normally what happens. Right. So I've sparred a lot of people in preparation for Usyk. Right.
But can you just not just up your price because you know you're being... There's no one... Do you know what I'm saying?
They'll say, fuck off.
I'll say, right, then who else are you going to call? But then if they're making millions, for argument's sake, 20 million a fight, $1,000 a week don't really make sense to me. If I'm honest, I lie.
Yeah, I guess, but obviously still... I'd do it for free because most of them are my friends.
Don't say that, bro, because it's going to be his bait.
Most of them are my friends, but... Yeah, but sometimes I don't even... I'm like, they try and pay me. I'm like, just keep it, bro. Like... What's a
Next time, say, bro, keep it. But my manager, Shizzio, I can't stop him, bro. Just send him the thing. Tyson, AJ, is it gonna happen?
I don't know. I think we need to just leave AJ to just mourn in a minute and get himself back together. I don't think obviously he'd come out. He was injured also. Yeah. I got a lot of love for AJ, man. Obviously, I sparred him.
This man sparred everybody, bro. He knows everything. So do you go to one camp and say, bruv, my man fights like this, you know? My man fights like
I don't. Do you know what it is? They don't ask me. Like, so he wouldn't ask me. He's never going to ask me anyway about how Tyson boxes. Right. He doesn't need to anyway. You can see it on TV. But Tyson never asked me about him either. He didn't say, he just said, how did you get on with the spar? But he didn't say, what does he do? Like, Tyson's not interested. Right. Boxers don't really ask each other about other spars. Like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. Even if I tell them anyway, it's nothing that they can't see on TV.
Yeah, facts.
But...
Do you think AJ will fight again?
I think so. I think he intends to. For his friend's legacy. Yeah. So it'd be nice to see him back.
When you're sparring, who's the hardest person you fought in the sparring?
The best that's been the technically the best I've sparred is Tyson. Yeah. He's the only one that's at times, sometimes we've had wars and it's been a real 50-50 spar. Right. But then there's been times where he's gone defensive and just made me look like an idiot. Right. So I'd say he's the best. He's the only person that's kind of made me look. The hardest puncher, I'm not sure who's the hardest puncher. Either AJ can really punch, like really punch. So can Richard Riakpo. He was cruiserweight at the time. He's heavyweight now, but like he really can punch. Like he really can punch hard. But then Dillian White's he's got punches like from scary angles. If you get hit with certain shots, especially like about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, he was very ferocious. I had to watch myself with him. But like the most physical spar was Bellew. Like me and Bellew, like after spar with Bellew, it was like I was hurting after. I'm like, my body's like, that was like physical. Do you know what I mean?
In theory, because they weigh so much more than you, 30 kilos, can we say?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I guess.
Should they not be dropping you respectfully? Not a case of you not. It's just a size matter.
Yeah,
Do you get like they should be. No, is that not?
Yeah, I guess like with some of the shots, I think they surprised that some of the shots they hit me with, and I still like smile and come back.
Right.
You know what I mean? But anyone can get dropped in sparring. I guess I've just been lucky not to get it right on the button. But some shots have really hurt. Like I've been buzzed and hurt a few times, but I like mask it well. I'm like,
yeah. Is that it, motherfucker? Is that it?
Yeah, but like, yeah, they can punch, but the big guys. But I got a good tune.
Can we take a moment to talk about the two brothers that passed away? You obviously knew them. I have never met them, so it's obviously condolences. But you want to say a few words or?
Yeah, I didn't know Sinner so well.
Right.
I met him in passing. Seemed like a lovely brother. May Allah have mercy on him and forgive him his shortcomings. Latif, that's one of my closest friends. Like I love that guy.
Yeah.
So it hurt me bad. You know what? It's a peculiar situation to be in because it's such a sad situation for us. I'm gonna miss him a lot as a friend. I'm just calling him and laughing, and I done a lot of. The first time I went to Umrah, I went with him. We went to Gambia on some charity work together. I'm always around him. Like when we're around him, we spent nearly a full Ramadan together in Dubai every day. But Islamically, he had one of the best deaths you can have, and every sign.
Explain that. What do you mean?
Yeah, so like every sign that you get of a good death, Islamically, he had it. So, for example, you say if people come and testify on your behalf that you're a good person, it's like more than 4. It's a means to get to heaven, and he had thousands of people. No one could ever say he backbited anybody. Like I've known him for years, and I've never heard him say anything bad about anybody. Like he was a very pure heart. He didn't play with his prayers. He was always making sure he got his prayers on time. And Islamically, to die shaheed, a martyr, is like if you die on the battlefield, for example. If a woman dies during giving birth, you go straight to heaven. There's certain ways where you get straight to heaven, but also one of them is being crushed. If you die by being crushed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you die by being crushed, it's classed as a martyr. And obviously he was crushed in a car, crushed to death. And they also say a martyr, their soul gets taken in a green bird up to heaven.
Right.
And the day after his funeral, I was by his grave. Everyone had gone. Was waiting for his mum to turn up. I was with a few of my friends, and right above his grave in a tree was a bright green bird.
Oh wow!
Yeah, subhanallah. There's a great. I took a picture of it. It's on my Instagram. And I'm thinking, I'm in London. Why is there a green bird in London?
Yeah. And
it's just every sign. Like so many people have had dreams about him, even myself included. And every dream's been positive. He said he's happy. He's this and he's that. And it was like it's a lesson for me, like life, because I was literally speaking to him a couple of days before, and we had so many plans for this year. And he said, I'm gonna look into try and find a wife, get married, settle down. I wanted to move to Sharjah because he lived in Dubai. I wanted to move out to Sharjah. I wanted to go to Umrah again, and he didn't make it, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I obviously think I thought I was gonna make it. Obviously I have, but I didn't know at the time. I was thinking, I might not make it. What makes me so confident I'm gonna make it? I could die today. So, alhamdulillah, me, my brothers, we all went to Umrah on his behalf, and we did Umrah for him. And I know there's a lot more people going, and there's a lot more people that have been. And it's just a testament to his character having so many. And and you know what it taught me is I've got a lot of friends that are not Muslim, and they're very good, loyal friends. They've been my friends my whole life. They'd do anything for me. Like if I died, they'd make sure my son was set for life and whatever. But what could they do for me? Nothing. So it showed me the importance of having good Muslim brothers around, because when I die, who's going to give Sadaqah in my name? Who's going to do Umrah in my name? Who's going to, do you know what I mean? Who's going to do the good deeds for me while I'm in the grave? Do you know what I mean? So it was an important reminder to me to keep good brothers around me. And this is another testament to that. Within the first, I think, 24, 48 hours, like over $250,000 was raised in his name for charities. So now they're building mosques in his name, they're building wells. He's going to get so many rewards while he's in his grave now. They're just going to compound. And inshallah, may Allah forgive him of his shortcomings and grant him Jannah Firdaus. But he's a beautiful soul, man, and he's going to be missed dearly.
R.I.P. I did hear some stories. You know, you hear stories about this, that, and the other. Alleged, I don't know, but he was AJ meant to be in the front and then move back? Is there any truth in this? Because you know you hear stories.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can pass comment on that.
I can pass comment on it, but it's not my place to say.
Okay.
Yeah. So I won't say.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because I don't know if people. It's not my business to say if they family want to speak on it.
Sure. Yeah. And then the funeral, I heard there was thousands of people there.
Thousands.
Respectfully, people were asking me to go, and like I felt like, brother, I don't know the brother. I'll pray for him, but it's like I felt like people were going for that. Was there? I don't know. Just the media attention. Does that make sense? I don't want to say the wrong thing, but
I try not to judge anyone's intentions.
Of course.
So if that's whatever reason they went to for, it is between them and Allah.
Yeah.
What I do know is that his death has impacted so many people. I know people that don't know him like that, and they've like saying it's really affected me. I can't stop thinking about it.
Okay.
So it's like he had a ripple effect. His death has really affected. Like there's people online like, I'm so upset and I've never met him in my life and it's really affected me. Or there's people that know him from like a distance and like I can't stop thinking about it. Like it's really affected me. So his death had an effect on so many people. Both of theirs, not just obviously Latif's and Sinner's. Their deaths had an impact on so many people. So I don't know people's intentions for coming. Sure. That's between them and Allah. I'll always assume it was for pure intentions because he was a lovely guy and he knew a lot of people. One thing about him is there's so many people there because he knew a lot of people.
Yeah, sure.
And he's someone like he would just introduce his mates to different mates. So many people met through him because he's not like thinking, oh, I don't want this guy. He just anyone just turn up. Like he's like that. He's a very open-hearted person. So and it showed.
Fair enough. Okay, I got to move on. I saw a video the other day, Wilder and Del Boy. What's going on here, bro? Do
you know what? They're fighting on Sky Sports.
Yeah. They're fighting on Sky Sports?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So that's good. And guess who's promoting it?
Who is promoting it?
Misfits Pro.
Okay.
So Misfits Pro, because we've got Misfits and Misfits Pro. So now they're completely separating the two. So Misfits is just for the professional boxers. So,
Misfits Pro is for
for professional boxers. Obviously, I fight professionally.
Right.
There's a few other fighters on Misfits, like 4 or 5.
So, are you on Pro or are you on?
I fight on Misfits Pro, but I sometimes fight on. I fight as a pro on Misfits, but I also fight on Misfits. I'm a Misfits Pro. So basically, they had Misfits fighters and Misfits Pro fighters, and I put them all on the same shows.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to split the pros from the influencers.
Right. Should they be doing that?
Of course they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works fine.
Yeah. I didn't know that. But is this their biggest fight? There's got to be.
Yeah, it's the first one they've done. The first one they've done separately.
So they cut the check. Mam just cut the check. Mam, you cut the check, bro. Big up, man. That's my brother, you know. All right. Did you know that was happening?
No, it's all like...
Is there not whispers in the Misfits corridors? Like,
only recently, like a couple of days before, yeah.
How do you see that going?
I think Chisora beat him.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think Chisora... Wilder can't punch anymore. Since Tyson, he's never been able to punch.
No, he's got it in him somewhere.
But he's been letting off punches on Chisora, he let off punches on Zhang, and they're just bouncing off people. They don't have the effect they used to anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have the effect.
So you think it's an easy Del Boy win?
Yeah, Del Boy's a savage, bro.
How old's Del Boy now?
He's got to be 40.
Del Boy's going mad, bro. He needs to calm down, bro.
Yeah, I think Del Boy beat him. I love Del Boy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
What?
A G.
Knockout?
Yeah, I think he'll knock him out, yeah.
You think Wilder's done now?
I think he was done about 4 fights ago.
Really?
Yeah, he's not won in his last how many fights.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not got that spark him anymore.
He just can't punch anymore. And that was his only thing because he's never going to outbox anybody. But he'd lose and hit you and he'd be gone.
This is the thing.
But now he's hitting you and he's not knocking him out. He's fucked.
He's banking on that one. All right, so it's Del Boy, yeah? All right, so talk to me about you and Misfits. How did that journey happen then?
So I was meant to fight before I got my license back. I was meant to fight a guy from America called the Muslim Boxer.
That's his name?
That's his Instagram in the Muslim Boxer. His name's Musin Kaysen.
Right.
And coincidentally, now we're very good friends.
Right.
But he got us to fight. He's a good boxer. He's a cruiserweight. I think he's had like 14, 15 fights, won them all.
Yeah.
Not nearly every one of them out. Good fighter. So I was meant to fight him. Signed a fight. I was meant to go to London. And then a couple of weeks before, DAZN was like, we don't want you to fight. We don't want him on the show.
Why?
Because of my past.
Oh, they didn't want you on the show,
Yeah,
right.
because of my past. So I was annoyed about it, but it's like, listen, if you can't get a British Boxing Board license, we're not going to license him to fight. So then obviously when the British Boxing Board agreed to give him my license back, that's why they let me fight on there. So that's how. So I already had an inkling with him anyway. I was already meant to fight with him. And then Yeah, so then obviously I got my license back. I was a boxer and Sky Sports really wanted me. I had a few offers from a few other people. But I really get on with Mams. We had a meeting, we spoke over the phone a few times, and then yeah, I signed with Mams, and I don't regret it.
He's good people, you know.
Good people.
I know Mans for 20 years, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so but when you go down the Misfits routes, are you worried that you might not be taken as a...
I'm not. Yeah, so it's annoying. So like, even the last guy I beat in my last fight, he was ranked 14th in the world with the WBA.
Right.
He's a WBA continental champion.
Yeah.
I beat him, and people are like, "Oh, you're a Misfits fighter." I'm just like, bro, I'm fighting killers, bro.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I do get with that with the same connotation, but now they've completely separated it with the Misfits Pro.
Right.
I've got Chisora and Wilder fighting. They can't keep telling me I'm just influencer boxer.
Right.
And I've never boxed an influencer. Every fight's been a professional fight.
Are you on the undercard there?
Inshallah, yeah, that's the plan.
Who you fighting, bro?
I don't know. It'll be a big fight. I think I'm going to fight in March 1st in Derby.
Where's the fight?
It'll be in London.
Right.
But I'm going to fight first in March in Derby. It's going to be difficult because it's during Ramadan and I'll be fasting. But inshallah, I'll get through that comfortably. Okay. Nice little warm-up fight. And then next month, the month after, I'll fight the big one. And it'll be a big name, I believe. Okay. I don't know who it is. In
the Misfits then, you win a couple, you take some L's. Why are you taking L's, bro? What's going on here, bro?
I never took an L.
You never took an L?
I
read your record and it was like, what is it, two L's?
They was from when I was 18, remember I told you?
Oh, okay, so you can't just scrub that out. Say, listen, bro, man was a different man then.
No, I've never lost a fight since I was 18. So, like, basically, I'll tell you what it is. When I was 18, I'd had 5 pro fights, 1 free, lost 2. When did you come out? And then I had 17 influence of, unlicensed fights.
Yeah.
And I've had 5, I had 19 unlicensed fights, and I've had 3 fights on Misfits.
Right.
So I've had 19 fights, won 19, knocked 16 out.
Right.
That's how many I've had.
But you see this Idris guy you fought, he's not a pro, is he?
Yeah, he was an undefeated pro. He had 12 fights.
Swear down.
He boxed for Hennessy Sports. He was undefeated, 12 and 0.
All right, sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, undefeated professional boxer. Boxed on Channel 5 of Hennessy Sports.
So you have a title fight quite early on?
Second fight in, yeah.
Okay, how does that make sense?
I'm the top G.
Huh?
I'm the top G.
No, but what that?
Because obviously there's no other pros for him to fight on Misfits, and he was trying to. You see, he was just trying to fight other influencers and YouTubers. I'm never gonna fight a YouTuber. That's bullying.
That's why I thought he's an influencer, because that's
who he was trying to fight.
Right.
But they said no. We've got boxers now. You have to fight him. Obviously, I boxed Tommy Hench first. Beat him. I didn't want to fight him, but they said, look, it's just to get you on the fight. It's just to get you on the show quickly.
He could swing still.
He can swing. If Tommy hits you, he will put you out, bro. If he hits you, right.
Right.
Yeah, and I've not boxed for years. Like, this is my first fight back in years, so I've had to be careful with him.
Yeah.
Obviously, I beat him, and then obviously I called for Idris. Idris was like, you shit, listen, like, you need a few more fights. So he was trying his hardest not to fight me. They said, if you don't fight him, we're taking the title, and he'll fight someone else for it.
Right.
So he had to fight me.
Right.
And obviously, I'm a big ticket seller, so they put it on in Derby. I completely sold out the whole arena myself.
Yeah.
And then I smoked him. He didn't even hit me with 1 punch. So I battered him, and then obviously the fight after that was against the American guy who was really good.
But then winning the title, how is that for you?
It's not a proper title though, is it?
Okay, that's interesting. It's not a proper title.
Misfits are gonna hate me for saying that.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. Why is it not a proper title?
Because it's just a Misfits title. They only put you can even get other titles in boxing, but unless you get in a world title, it's not a title, bro.
Right.
I don't care about any other title. I want WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO.
But if you're a Misfits pro fighter, why are you winning Misfits belts that are not pro belts?
Yeah, it's a Misfits pro belt. Because any division can make their own belt. It's just they don't have validated. They're not valid to certain people. Like even in boxing, you get WBA, WBO, IBF, and WBA.
Yeah.
But there's also
Ring Magazine.
and Ring Magazine. But there's also an IBO belt.
Right.
Now this IBO belt, a lot of the world champions have it. I think Terence Crawford's had it.
Right.
The Klitschko's had it. But a lot of people say it's not a proper world title. So it just depends who validates it. Because it's not a proper world title.
Right.
So when Chris Eubank Jr. won the IBO World Champions, it's like, no, not a world title. It's not a proper world title.
Right.
So and that's a lot more valid than the Misfits, because Misfits has only been around 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just, unless I get a proper world title, I'm not interested.
But you got 2 belts.
Yeah, I got 2.
You don't care about them?
I mean, not right now. I need a WBA, WBO.
Do you think the Misfits route is the right way to go to get these belts that you're after?
Yeah, because they'll let me fight who I want when I want. So I can go and fight any professional I want. They'll say, yeah, get him then.
So when are you going to get him?
Hopefully April will be... the last one, my last one was one of them.
Yeah.
That was my first 10-round fight.
Right.
I'll do another 10-round fight in April against a good person. I don't know who it'll be, depending if I have to look at the landscape. And then, yeah, we could just keep going up and try and get in
So which belt you after?
any that I can get my hands on.
Yeah.
Any of the top 4, yeah.
Is this a 2026 thing?
End of 26, start 27.
Yeah. How much does it cost to prepare for a fight? Because a lot of people don't realise diet, training, blood work, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, a lot of it, like the blood work and all that, they do it for free and I like post them. So that's kind of all right.
Oh, that's sick, man. Man's got brand deals, you get me?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that come free, like, but it depends on, obviously, on your social media. I'm lucky, I've kind of got a decent following.
Yeah.
So it helps promote stuff. But yeah, it's expensive when you got to bring in sparring partners, you've got to pay them. Then you've got to pay
grand a week, I'm looking, you know.
No grand a week.
I do it for 9 mils
yeah,
still.
no, grand a week.
But I'm about it, you know. Yeah, but just
You might
prepping.
give them 50 quid a round or whatever.
50 quid a round.
Yeah, around, yeah.
Isn't that cheaper than, more expensive than a fucking grand a week, bro?
It depends how long, it depends how long you keep them for.
Because roughly how much does a campaign for you cost?
Probably like 10 grand or something.
And roughly how much do you make? I don't need to know the exact figure. What are we Xing here? Crypto. How much X are we doing?
It depends on every fight. Every fight's different. You might get more for one fight than the other. It depends on who you fight.
Right. You ever had knockout of the week?
Yeah,
knockout of the night, sorry.
So only Misfits do this.
Yeah, 25 grand.
Yeah, I got it against Tommy Hench. Yeah, I knocked him out and I got knockout of the night. Yeah.
25 racks.
Yeah, that was a nice little sweetener because I didn't get paid much for the fight, so that was a nice little sweetener.
And what are we spending our money on?
Bitches and cocaine.
Jesus!
No,
Allegedly! What the fuck?
I'm joking. Do you know what I spent it on, truthfully?
Yeah.
Bills.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is
bills,
that how much their bills are?
Bro, bills kill me, bro. Bills finesse me, bro. For like rent, and you got just...
The hedge jumping.
My son goes to private school, so I've got to pay for that.
I got private school, yeah?
Yeah, my son does,
Big
yeah.
up. How much is private school in Derby? Because round here it's about six grand a term.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Oh, okay.
Roughly about the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I've got that to pay. Then you've just got everything is cost. Fuel for the cars and this.
Bro, who told you to pull up in a fucking supercharged Range Rover though, innit? Who
Yeah,
told you to do that, bro? You get me?
So yeah, just everything's just life's just expensive, bro. You fucking sneezing, you spend 50 quid. You know what I mean? So it's just bills, bro. Bills. Obviously, I go take my son away, and I live. Alhamdulillah, I live a okay life now. Do you know what I mean? I live a decent life.
And then, is there anyone in the Misfits world that really pisses you off that you want to fight, just to knock them out, bro? Because there's a lot of shit talking in that league, bro.
They don't talk shit to me.
Oh, right.
Like, Idris was one. Like, obviously, I got rid of him. But there's no one else. Obviously, the only person that I call out that doesn't, like, is my guy. I like him. I got love for him. Is Darren Till.
Okay.
But he will not respond. They don't even acknowledge it. Like, everyone else is on it. Like, he calls out everyone. But when I call him out, he's like, nah. Which he make. But Misfits, to be fair, I don't think they would let us fight because...
Why? That would be a great fight.
Because, one, I'd beat him. And then it's one of their big stars gone. It's not business smart for them.
What do you mean gone? But why is that gone? If you take
because,
it
like,
L...
I beat him, they're like, oh, yeah, like, he's not worth as much now.
So what, if you take it L, are you gone?
You're not gone, but you're not worth as much. Not as many people are going to be interested in seeing you.
But then everyone would watch that. That's like a headline of
They'd
fight.
watch the fight, but then, okay, cool, you made big on that fight.
Right.
But now what? Now what after that? Now you've lost loads for the next fight. So if you keep putting him against people to beat him, and me to keep beating other people, we're both going to keep selling.
Speaking of people who lose and they're gone, what happened to Tate, bruv?
Oh, do you know what?
That didn't go to plan.
Yeah,
brother.
it didn't. I sparred Chase before the fight, and you know what? He's not technically...
Kelge has been here.
Yeah. He's not technically... He's technically useless. Like, not useless, but he's technically not got... He's not a good boxer. Like, a skilled...
He's a big guy, though.
Big guy. Bro, what he lacks for in skill, he makes up for in heart and strength.
Right.
Like, he's very strong.
Right.
He's very game. If he gets hurt, he's not bothered. He'll come again. And you can't teach that because people will get hit and they'll try and they can shit themselves. He steps forward. He's like, yeah, I like it. Let's go. So I rate him, man. I didn't think it. Even I told him, I sparred him a couple of times for the fight. I said, I didn't tell him obviously, but I told him after. I said, I didn't think he was going to win. I'm not going to lie because Tate's better.
It seemed like the whole world thought
Tate was going to win, yeah.
Yes.
But do you know what it is? Tate, what he didn't take into consideration is, one, how big and strong he is.
Yes.
And heavy he is. And how draining it is to fight him. Because even me, I'm a lot far more skilled than Tate. And I was getting tired sparring him.
Just the strength and the lean.
Yeah, and being out of the ring for so long and thinking it's easy. Even when I boxed Tommy Hench, having a few years out, it was a hard fight for me because my timing wasn't there. I was tired. I wasn't ring fit.
Ring rust, yeah.
But bad ring rust. So imagine, and that's me like in my early 30s. He's 40. So it's going to be even harder for him. So I think it was just an oversight from him. I think he needed to train harder. He trained hard, but I don't think he really understands like what it takes to be really fit in boxing. And he does now.
How much of an egg on the face is that when you're CEO now, your company?
I don't think so. I think, do you know what it is? No boxer will laugh at him. This is the problem.
Yeah, because they know what it takes.
Yeah, they know. It's only other people that can't fight that laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's like if a F1 driver doesn't win, it's like, oh, shit. You can't tell me shit.
Yeah. Facts.
Do you know what I mean? Or a footballer misses a penalty. This footballer would skill you every day. Who's shit? You're shit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can't take the piss off someone that can beat you up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, he's shit at boxing, but he'll beat you up. So shut up, innit? Do you know what I mean? He did. You got to think he beat him up for the first 2 rounds. He outclassed him. He got tired, and then obviously, and he didn't drop, and he got 8 with big shots, and Chase can punch.
Can he come back?
I think he can come back. Yeah.
Do you think he will though?
I don't know if he's got the will to come back, because I think the places he's going to have to take himself to get that fit, I'm not sure if he's going to want to do it. It's hard to get out of bed and run at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. Man.
I was about to say the same damn thing, the silk pajamas. What are your thoughts on Tate, anyway?
Silks are haram for men, by the way. So.
Yeah, I heard that. Gold as well, brother.
Yeah,
so just give me that Rolex, you get me, but haram thing, you get me. Thoughts on Tate in general?
Do you know what? I think I don't watch a lot of stuff, so I know he gets a lot of hate. I think I've spent time with him. I spent time with him at his house a lot, and he genuinely loves Islam. And he loves the deen, and he gets a lot of peace from it. People need to give him grace in a sense where he's not a scholar, he's new to Islam, and he will make mistakes, and he might say things, because remember, he's got his his head that he's been taught, what life's taught him, and how to navigate life to get through as a human being. And it doesn't always align with Islam. So some things he'll say that's probably against Islam,
right?
But I don't think he understands a lot of the time. But this might be things he says that he doesn't. I'm not on the internet like that, so I can't really say.
Have you seen recently them in Miami and what happened with these songs that were being played?
No, I heard some. I don't know.
And Sneeko and now.
I did see some stuff, but I didn't really, because I didn't watch it. I didn't know what they was talking about, so I didn't really pay attention.
Okay, they played the Kanye West tune. I don't want to say the title because I'm gonna get cancelled. But apparently he's doing a lot of backtracking. Allegedly, Tate is. So I don't know if you pass any comment on that. No?
I didn't see it, so I can't pass a comment.
Did you see? Was it yesterday? The Mizzy thing.
Was he finding 2 girls?
Mizzy fought 3 girls.
Yeah, that's mad. You can't. As a man, I don't care if there's 100 girls. A man can't fight. He shouldn't be in there with a girl. Did he beat him up or did he win?
He won, didn't he? Or something? Okay.
He won.
I think he won.
But what do you think about these type of? Because I think Eddie Hall fought 2-3 guys at once.
Yeah, but if fighting 2 or 3 men, that's right. But as a man fighting women, he shouldn't fight women, bro. I don't care. It's not on. I don't like that.
Yeah.
A man shouldn't be punching women, bro.
What if there's like 10 gal?
I don't care, bro.
Okay.
You could put 10 gal in there with me and they'd all go to sleep. It's the gal.
Right.
Men are not. They're nowhere near. There's no woman in the world that could beat me in a fight. No single woman in the whole world.
Right.
There were women. The women. Do you know what I mean? They shouldn't hit women. And it's sending a wrong message out. Anyway, why is a man punching a woman up?
What if they weren't born a woman but they identify as a woman?
Then they're a man. Then you beat them up. It's the same. Like, if it's a transgender, I'll punch her like she's a man because she's a man.
Yeah.
I don't care if I chop off my wood now, I'm still a man. Just because I chop my wood off doesn't make me not. Do you get it?
I get it.
So that's different. Were they Chinese or were they women?
I don't know what they were. What were they?
Were they transgender or were they women?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that, bro. I didn't like it, to be honest. I don't care how many. A man shouldn't be punching a woman up, especially online. I don't know why we're normalizing men punching women. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So give me the breakdown of this year for you, sir. Just more. Is it just more of the same then?
Yeah, obviously this year is going to be one of my biggest years of my life professionally.
Yeah.
I've got to really push on this year. I'm 35. I'm not getting younger. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? So like I've passed my prime. I know that.
Have you got exit plan?
I need to make 100 mil, then I'll leave.
It's 100 mil, you know.
I need to make 100 mil, bro.
Right.
So I need to just like really focus this year, lock in. I've got some big fights, and if these next few moves go right, I'll change my life over. So I just need to be locked in, get some good fights in. Yeah, I've got obviously after the Tommy Robinson situation, I've got a lot of.
Yeah, see,
You forgot about that, didn't you?
I did, bro. No, but it would have come up, bro. It's so true. I got
But do you know what it is?
finish your
So,
sentence.
I've got a lot of.
I would have been screwing if I fucking missed that. What the fuck? Call him back, bro. Drive back. Go on.
I got a lot of.
Oh my god.
I got a lot of new fans from that, but I've also got a lot of haters from it.
Right. Let's talk about that. You're out there. You're in Dubai. I was shocked to see him there. I didn't.
Cheeky bastard.
I didn't understand that.
Cheeky bastard, bro.
Right,
He's got some brass neck in me, you know.
That's mental. Right. Hold on. So you just turn the corridor and he's just standing there.
No, that's not what happened.
Right.
So, people that don't know Fight Week, you've got press conference, public workout, weigh-in, fight.
Right.
So for the two of the days we were in a hall. So for the press conference and the weigh-in.
Right.
I think this was the weigh-in. But the day before, no, they had the public workout first, then they had the press conference and the weigh-in. So in the press conference, I heard he was there, like my dad, because my dad wanted security for all Misfits.
Yes.
So he was like, didn't see him, like he was here. I said, no, I didn't see him. I thought, oh fuck, he's gone now, innit?
Right.
Didn't really think nothing of it. I just thought, it's a bit fucking cheeky, him coming to a Muslim country and he hates us.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But whatever, I didn't really think nothing of it. I didn't really pay much mind to it. Then I'm back the next day for the weigh-in, and he's there again. I'm saying, nah, they're saying he's here, but I can't see him, but everyone's saying he's here. So everybody is fuming. Nobody wants him in the building. Like, everybody's like, why is he here? Why is he here?
Right.
Like,
Let me just pause you there. How the fuck did he get there?
on a plane.
No, but who invited him? He said he was invited.
I think he's talking bollocks. He said he was invited by the Emiratis to help terrorism. What the fuck can you do about terrorism, you idiot?
Right.
Midget?
But he's just gone in what? As in he's got a ticket? Or he's got some... He must have had some type of access, no?
Yeah, but you got to remember, him and Tate grew up together in Luton. So I know him and Tate know each other.
So it's Tate that's giving him that?
I don't know if Tate's... It's open to the public. Anyone can walk in. You don't
Right.
need a ticket to come to this.
Okay.
It's open to the public.
Right, I thought he had some backstage VIP team.
No, he was just in the hall with everybody else. But the hall's massive, so he's at the back where the media is because he can do interviews and stuff. And then there's all the weigh-ins are at the front. So it's big. But I'm thinking like... So I don't know, I've seen him and he's doing an interview and I thought... You're good, and I know the kind of person he is. I thought he's going to be there doing interviews, and then he's going to go online like, yeah, I was in Dubai, they love me, they showed me bare love, all the Muslims there love me, I can go where I want, do what I want kind of thing. But everyone in there hated him and they didn't want him in there. They said, why is this racist prick here?
Right.
But nobody saying nothing to him.
Why not?
Don't know. A lot of people are not confrontational, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's there with his heavies, he's not there on his own.
Oh, okay.
He said his kids were there. I don't know if they was in the building, they was not where I was.
Right, so how many people is he with?
He was with Ant Middleton and like 2 or 3 other like skinny
Okay.
bigger guys. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was on my own with flip-flops.
The SAS guy?
Yeah, he was there. He was the one that tried to drag him at the start when I've come over and he's like, come, let's go.
Okay.
But I know he knows who I am because through Tony Bellew, I think.
Right.
And the twins, he does work with twins. So I know he knows who I am. So he probably thought, yeah, nah, fuck this. We don't, do you know what I mean? But Tommy doesn't know who I was.
Right.
So then I'm like, I've let him do the first interview. I'm like, just hurry up with this. But the interview was going on for ages. And I'm just getting madder and madder thinking, no, but you need to leave, bro. Like, don't come here trying to push your chest out like anyone wants you. No one wants you. And I'm already mad because of all the lies and the rhetoric he's pushed about not only my beloved religion, but my brothers and sisters. You've caused a lot of harm to them. There's like innocent Muslims that have been attacked by your racist mob and breeding hate into them. Do you know what I mean? Through you and your hatred. So I'm already annoyed anyway. I don't want him in here. So he's finished the interview, and I don't want it to be on camera. So I'm thinking, because if he tries it and it goes left, I don't even want it on camera anyway, because if he hits me, I'm hitting him back. Do you know what I mean?
But there's bare cameras there, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm waiting for him to finish.
All right.
To go off, because all the cameras are not, that's only the media bit, but once you step outside this, there's no cameras. So he's finished the interview, so I'm walking over, then he's gone to the other interview. I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'm not waiting again. So then I've just walked in and said, why are you giving him airtime? And then obviously everyone's seen the video. And that's what happened.
Absolutely explodes online. It got taken down as well. Why?
Yeah.
That's very... I can't lie.
Do you know what? Luckily, it'd been clipped that many by that many people.
Yes,
It
but
stayed up.
was it IFL?
Yeah, so they said it was a bit weird. I think they took it down, but they said they didn't. But it went down.
Bruv, it came down. It's
It
gone.
went down.
It was gone,
And then
bruv.
it come back up, but then they turned the comments off. And it was on, after like 9 hours, he had like 14,000 comments.
I think it was a re-upload or something. It was something...
No, I re-uploaded it. And
Right.
it banged again. Went to like millions of likes straight away.
Right.
Views.
But
Took it down.
Something don't seem... I got to call it how it is. I think they were pressed, I don't know, to take that down because that video wouldn't... It was doing numbers,
Yeah,
bruv.
it was going crazy. Yeah, it was like millions of views, thousands and thousands of comments, tens of thousands. It was going.
Right.
Then so I already had the video, so then I uploaded it.
Yeah.
Then Instagram took it down. So I thought, you little bastard. So then
Why did they take it down?
I don't know. They said
See,
violation.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
So then I uploaded it again, but I edited it at the push. So you can't see the push in case they're trying to say violence. So I edited it at the push. They took it down again and give me a warning. And now I can't go live for like a year. They said I can't go live.
Don't worry about it. Fuck the live, yeah.
I don't go live anyway, ever, so it don't really bother me.
Right.
But then loads of other people have clipped it. It went all viral. Then I did an interview with Al Jazeera. They put the full push on everything. It's still up there. So it just got clipped. Too many people was posting it, so it just went viral, yeah. I wasn't expecting it to do that. Do you know what I thought? I knew it was on IFL. I knew they would probably upload it. I thought it might do, I don't know, a few thousand likes, a couple of comments. But I didn't realise how much people hated him.
Like, it did millions, right?
Yeah, he just went clear. Like, even I was overwhelmed.
But side note, what happened off camera there when it stopped? Does he just walk off then?
He finishes his little interview for 5 minutes. I walked off because I just thought, you know what? He's not going to do nothing. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to hit him.
You're in Dubai, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Dubai. If I hit him, I wouldn't hit him anyway. Yeah. I even regret pushing him. You shouldn't put your hands on anybody. But listen, I'm a human. And
yeah.
But if I hit him, he's only going to run to the police. Go to the police. Do you know what I mean? So it just was what it was. There was no. I proved the point. My point was, you act like you're big, you're hard. You're with all your mates, all your skinhead mates, all trying to stare me down. I've pushed you in front of all of them. I've got flip flops on. I've pushed you and you've done nothing apart from saying, "Why are you pushing? Why are you pushing?"
Moving mad, bruv. Yeah, go on.
Just push, like saying, "Are you pushing? Are you pushing?" I've pushed you and you didn't dare do nothing. Do you know what I mean? So you're not hard. You're not who you say you are. Because whether or not you win or not, if you've got heart, you're swinging out whether you win or not. Do you know what I mean? If someone pushed me, I'm swinging. Do you know what I mean? So you're a muppet. Do you know what I mean? We've had a few back and forths on Twitter since, but.
Did he come to the fight in the end or not?
He got kicked out of the country the next day.
Yeah, I heard about that. Is there truth in that then?
Yeah, they kicked him out of the country. Said, "Oh yeah, I thought you'd been invited, but they just kicked you out." That makes sense.
So they kicked him out?
Kicked him out of the country.
So why let him in the first place?
Obviously he's not, but he wasn't banned from the country. So they can't, you know what I mean? But when he was there, people didn't want him there. Like all the locals that live in Dubai was tweeting the police like, "Yeah, we don't want him here. No one wants him in this country. He's a security risk."
Okay.
So they kicked him out.
And you don't know who invited him there? You think
he
it was
invited himself. He just come there himself with his own back. That's what I think.
That seems too random, bruv.
Yeah, because he knows Tate, so he's going to come to support him to fight in a fight.
You don't think Tate invited him to bruv?
He could have, I don't know. Okay. But I think whether he invited him or not, he would have come. Do you know what I mean?
Right, okay. It goes absolutely viral for you. How is that for you? Because it's like...
He had the good and the bad. Obviously, you get all the people that were supporting me, and that was like, especially the Ummah, they was like, "Thank you for sticking up for us," because obviously he's done a lot of hatred towards us as a people, do you know what I mean? And we're innocent people, we've done nothing wrong, like, and we've had to suffer because of his words.
Yeah.
Do you know his problem is? He's very deceptive, and he's very cute with what he does. He mixes a lot of falsehood with truth.
Right.
He makes a lot of valid points. We do have a problem with immigration in this country. We have a problem with grooming gangs in this country. A lot of the things he makes, but it's like, oh, it's an Islamic problem. It can only be an Islamic problem if Islam teaches it. But what Islam teaches, if you rape somebody, kill them. So obviously Islam doesn't teach it, does it? So he's pointing a false narrative. So I was like, you're reading stuff out of the Quran. So this is what I said to him in the interview. I said, you're reading stuff. And he's like, well, I'm just reading the Quran. I said, yeah, out of context. Why are you reading out of context? If you're sincere, read the context. I said, there's nothing in the Quran that you can read in context that anybody would class as barbaric. But if I go to your Bible now, you're finished. The Bible says to kill kids. In your Bible, I've read it. Oh, that was the Old Testament. Who wrote the Old Testament? Was it not your Lord Jesus? Do you believe that wrote the Testament? And it talks about if you rape a girl that was a virgin and you rape her, you have to pay her dad 50 shekels and then she has to marry you. So imagine I'm being raped and then you have to marry the person that's raped you. That's the punishment. You have to marry her and you can't marry anyone else. This is in the Bible. Right. But we don't use the Bible or like when Muslims are making arguments, we don't quote the Bible out of context. Because it's a weak argument. It's disingenuous. We know that. Do you know what I mean? We don't do that. So when you're doing it, we do it back. Another one. Oh, your prophet's a paedophile. He married a 9-year-old. The evidence from what my research is, she was 17, around that age, from the research I've done. But there's a difference of opinion. But in your Bible, Isaac was 45 when he married Rebecca and she was 3. Mary was 12 when she married Joseph, who was in his 90s. Look, you can't. If you're gonna throw stones, don't live in a glass house. So you've got all these people, but you say the Christians, or these Tommy boys, because especially on Twitter, they come for me, and I just wind them up, because sometimes I just get bored and I think I'm just going to rage bait them because they're racist. But they don't know nothing about the Bible. I know the Bible, I read the Bible a lot, so I understand the Bible. These lot don't know it, and they're like, oh, it's a Christian country. Nobody wants this to be a Christian country more than Muslims. We'd love this to be a Christian country because it would be very close to our values. If they don't want it to be a Christian country, because if it's a Christian country, it means you can't drink alcohol, the women have to cover their hair, there's no pork, there's no sex before marriage, it'll be illegal. There's all these things that they want to do that the Bible teaches against. So if it was actually a Christian country, people would think it was a Muslim country because it'd be very close to us. So they don't want it to be a Christian country. They just use it. It's a secular country and they can do what they want. My thing is, I don't do whatever you want. We're not here to try and push Sharia law and whatever. Sharia law would be good for the country because it'd mean no porn, no alcohol, no all the same thing as if it was a Christian country. It'd be very similar. But if you wanted to keep it a secular country, cool, do what you want, wear what you want. But don't tell us what to do. Don't tell us that we're backwards because our women don't want to get naked for Instagram. Don't tell us that we're backwards because we don't need to sniff lines of coke every day like you like to have a good time. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to follow your culture. We have to respect the culture of the English people, of course. I'm English. Do you get it? So you have to respect the culture. But you have to, as much as you want, they're not going nowhere. All these people that are born here, they're not going anywhere. They say, we don't, because they can't say we don't want immigration, get all the immigrants out, because everything in the country collapses. Without immigration, this country cannot survive. The NHS will fall, because all your doctors, what are they?
Yeah.
Muslims, most of them,
right.
Or Indians or whatever. Chinese, all these other people. The NHS will fail, it will collapse. All these surgeons you've got, all these mechanics, all these other things. The country, so they say, no, we just don't want illegal immigration. I agree, illegal immigration, people should get vetted because you could be letting in people into the country that are dangerous to women and children. So they should be vetted. You can't just let anybody in the country, granted. But everybody, we're all on the same page. So why are you trying to spin a narrative about it's Asians or it's Muslims? It's not. So shut up, you idiot, racist, white cunt, and you idiot mates. And you're all weak anyway. Like, this is the problem is, why they hate me so much is they're not doing it to a divvy little guy that can't defend himself. They've done it to somebody that's not only a Muslim, but I'm British. I've done my ancestral DNA, I'm more British than anything. So I'm like something like, probably like 65-70% British.
Right.
My mum's is what is they come, my lineage in this country is far, so, and I'm a revert, but I've also come from immigrant grandparents on my dad's side. So I've got it from all around, and I will knock you out. So you can't
on top of it.
So you can't push me around. I will not be intimidated, and they hate that because they've never done it to somebody or been in a situation. They've always done it to weak people that can't defend themselves, or they've done it in situations where the person's been outnumbered, this and that. I was outnumbered, and you didn't do nothing. And none of them EDL lot can fight anyway. They're all about, if they could fight, they'd be world champion UFC fighters or boxers. You're just drug addicts that sniff coke on the weekend, drink Stella, and probably beat your missus up. So shut up.
You said there's an immigration problem. How would you fix it?
I don't even know how they're getting in, to be honest, bro. It's not something I know much about, so let me not talk.
Yeah.
But there must be ways to sort it out. You've just got to put money in the right places. But people need help, though. You can't bomb the whole of the world, rob all the money from all of the countries, and then think and wonder why people need help. You've robbed all the wealth from the country, so don't moan when they're coming back here to try and for refuge. You know what I mean? So if it's countries that need help, we should help them. I think if it's military-age males, they should go to work and graft their money. They shouldn't be given handouts. Where everybody's got to work in this country. Nobody gets handouts. No one should get handouts. If anybody gets handouts, it should be the elderly, the men that fought for the country. I get this frustration. It's frustrating for me. Like you've got veterans that are going starving, and then you've got people coming to the country and they're living life. That's not right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're all equal in humanity. I don't think somebody is more deserving than somebody else. For example, I think if a man's fought for the country, he's definitely more deserving than an immigrant that comes over. But I feel like we're all equal in humanity. I don't care if you was born in this country or that country. This is God's world. This is God owns it, not us, not humans. We can say, this is our country. It's not. It's God's country. We're all equal in humanity. Everybody needs help. We should be able to help each other. And when people are in need, we should help them. Because if we was in need, we'd need help. But there's ways about going to do it, and I feel like we also have to look after our own. We can't neglect our own to look after somebody else. Everybody needs help.
A lot of people sit here and say that the UK is finished, bruv. You have a view on that, bruv?
I think it's not finished because it's definitely not what it was. But to say it's finished is to say everyone's gonna be homeless, it's gonna become a third world country. No, it's not gonna become a third world country, is it? It's got too much history, it's got too much backing, but it's definitely declining for sure. And you know what it is there's higher powers that know what they're doing and they're pulling strings and they know what they're doing, and they're just making, they do it all the time, divide and conquer. They're making you, the black versus the white used to be, right? These black people are trying to do this and they're making you look, and it's the people at the top that are getting all the money and they're watching us. They think it's the immigrants that the reason they've got no money. Do you think if there was any immigrants or there wasn't any immigrants, they'd be getting any more money? You wouldn't get no more anyway. So it's just divide and conquer. The wealthy are stealing and keeping the money for themselves, or the top people, and they're leaving. Obviously, it's putting a strain on the country, and it's because it needs fixing. There's a reason that everyone's leaving, and all these racists that hate all the Muslims, they keep moving to Dubai, don't they? So
you moved there as well.
Yeah.
What was the
briefly.
reason behind that?
I just couldn't get my boxing license, and nothing was going right for me. So
Right.
I just thought, I've got a lot of friends out there. Let me go out there, make some moves.
How is it out there?
It was nice, man. I do love Dubai a lot. I really do like it, but there's no place like home for me. And I miss my family a lot. Obviously, I was there for 6 weeks. I come back for 6 weeks. And from having, I have my son 50-50 since he was 1 month old. Me and his mum split up, but it's been 50-50 or close to. So then we're going from 50-50 for like 8 years, and then going from like 6 weeks to 6 weeks. It was hard for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I missed him a lot. And I'm very close to my grandparents. I go to my grandparents like 3-4 times a week. So then to not see him for a long time. So it was only for a year. I enjoyed it. I met a lot of good people, met good connections, and it was a good time. But I think if I make enough money, I'll definitely buy a place there and keep a place in England and go back and forth.
How much hate was you getting from the Tommy Robinson thing?
Oh, loads, bro. They see what it is. They go into all my history. So they're going online. Oh, you're a murderer.
Right.
You're this.
Yeah.
You hit women, this and that, because there's a charge for, like, I hit a woman, but it doesn't. It's disingenuous what he says.
Right.
So I was in a club, a girl hit me, and I pushed her over like this. She punched me like twice, bam, bam. So I pushed her. I was only about 17, and then obviously I didn't know you can do that. If someone's hitting me, it's perfectly legal. But I had some duty solicitor that didn't really know what he was doing. He said, "Oh, I'll just go guilty. It's going to be nothing." Obviously, he pushed her.
Oh,
so
you went guilty?
So I just went guilty, like thinking, "Oh, it's a minor." Like, and it was not even a big charge. Like nothing. They just said, "Oh, it was like a slap on the wrist kind of thing."
Yeah.
But obviously, it's on my record now. So it looks like, "Oh, you've hit a girl." I said, "Well, if I hit her, it wouldn't have been such a," I think it was like, it's less than common assault. Because
Right.
it's like, if you...
Violent disorder or something.
It's something, it wasn't a violent disorder, it was an assault. It's like, it sounds worse, I think it's called battery, but it's like...
Battery sounds bad, bro.
It sounds bad, but it's like, it's less than common assault. It's like the
Right.
least one.
Right,
it's like you leave no mark on them or anything. So I was thinking, if I hit a girl, suddenly if they said, "Oh, you punched her," if I punched her, she'd have a mark,
Right.
she'd have had a black eye, she'd have had something, there's nothing wrong with her, do you know what I mean? I just pushed her. So obviously, like, you hit women, you're a murderer. They don't know nothing that obviously I didn't kill him, the hospital did. They don't know the situation that he just beat somebody up before and then me and him had an altercation.
I didn't
Like,
know about the situation.
yeah, I don't really want to get into it, do you know what I mean, either. But like, if they knew what had happened, and the worst thing is, bro, Tommy literally, like last year or the year before, knocked out a 65-year-old man. You're talking about something I did when I was 18.
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago. What did your God, because he's their God, Tommy's your God, he beat up an old man. If imagine that as your granddad, because if he'd have put his hand on my granddad like that, I'd be going straight back. So, yeah, you can't tell me nothing, bro. He's a rat himself. But it's just an echo chamber. They don't know nothing. Like I said, you'll say things, but they don't know. It's like copy and paste. They see something and then they just run with it. So, but words cannot bother me. It's what offered us back. Like, you could say something about my son. I love my son more than anything. You could say what you want about my nan. It's just words. Words can't offend me. Do you know what I mean? When they see me, they wouldn't say nothing. Unless there's a 50 of them when I'm on my own. These lot are weak men.
Are you not worried about your safety at all when you go anywhere?
I go everywhere by
you
myself.
come here by yourself, obviously.
I go everywhere by myself, bro.
Yeah.
Allah protects me, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And these lot, they're not gonna... Most of these people would ask me for a picture to see me. They're fake, bro.
Right.
The only time they're going to say something is if there's like 10, 15 of them. If they're on their own, I guarantee you they wouldn't say nothing.
With that incident, I don't want to talk about it, but psychologically for you, a life was taken. Do you see it as it was something that they did? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, or do you carry that on your shoulders? That
I definitely carry it on my shoulders because I could have gone about the situation differently, even though it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other to a certain degree. I didn't have to hit him. I could have ducked, I could have moved, I could have walked off from the situation. I deserve to go to prison.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely a contributing factor to him dying, because if I didn't put him in hospital, he'd still be alive.
Yeah.
So it is hard. Do you know what? It's very hard to live with the fact that you've taken somebody's son away from them. That's something it's a hard reality to live with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he didn't deserve to die. He had his life ahead of him. He had he come from a very loving family. And yeah, he didn't deserve to die. And it's a sad situation, and obviously you never think that's gonna happen. He's just a punch. Like it's not like people have had street fights. Everyone I know, every man I know has had a street fight. So yeah, it's definitely something that I carry, and it's obviously changing me because I'd fight quite a bit around that time. Like I wouldn't start him, but I ain't walking off. That was just always me. Like I don't care if there's one guy or 20 guys. I've walked into a crowd of 10 men and had a fight before. Like I couldn't. I was too insecure as a kid to make people think that he's a pussy. He's got scared. Even if I was scared, I could be petrified and still fight because my insecurities was that strong. Now you will never see me fight unless someone hits me. I'm not retaliating. Like I don't want nothing to do with it. I am a pussy. You can beat me up, and I've never been in trouble since ever with the law. So he's definitely obviously had that impact it needed, but it's just a shame like obviously what cost that it had to come from.
I had to ask the question.
Yeah.
Right, I do this thing. ChatGPT has made some questions for you. I don't even read them because they're sick, bro. So
Okay.
just analyse your life and ask you questions. Swerve them if you want, but they're usually quite good. Do you see yourself as a redemption story or a warning story?
Both.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think both, because a lot of people, they come out of jail, especially with the kind of charge that I went to prison for and the media coverage it got, and they get ridiculed and they can never get the self back. When I boxed Idris Virgo, he was like, oh, you're just a murderer, this and that. And I just said, look, everyone was going mad. And I said, listen, leave him. I just showed him nothing but love. Never said nothing bad back to him the whole time. I said, even when I beat him, I went over there, I gave him a hug. I said, I wish you the best. Like, I even said to him when he was saying horrible things, because love will always beat hate. And it is a redemption story because I've never committed a crime since, and I've changed my life around, and I've also do a lot for the community. I do a lot of charity work. I spend time with kids and that are getting into trouble at school. And it is a redemption story for sure, but it's also a warning, like, bro, you think it's just a fight? You can change your life. Do you know what I mean? It can end badly, and it can not only affect your life, the person's life, their family's life, and your family's life. Is a big ripple effect. So I think it's both redemption and
yeah,
warning.
fair enough. Be honest, if you weren't banned by the British Boxing Board, would you even be in Misfits, or would you be nowhere near this scene?
I'm not banned by the British Boxing Board.
But you was banned at a point.
Yeah, but not since I've been on Misfits.
Okay, yeah, so now it's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the crowd booing you fuel you, or does it remind you of your past? What does that mean?
I don't know, I've never been booed by the crowd.
Swerve that.
Yeah, I get cheered.
Do you think people support you because of your boxing or because they love controversy?
I think because of my boxing. I think, I think they obviously appreciate that it's humbled me and I've changed my life around. Because one thing about the Brits is they'll give you a hard time if you've done something bad. Like they're quite unforgiving. But if you change your life around and you put good back into the wood, they love to see a comeback story. They're happy to cheer people on if they've genuinely truly changed. Like the British public will back you.
I'm not going to ask that one. That's a bit much. Do you believe everyone deserves a second chance, or are there some lines you crossed that you can never come back from?
I think everybody deserves a second chance, but it depends. Obviously, there's certain lines that certain people are not going to come back from. For example, if someone stabbed my nan and killed her, I'm not going to forgive them. But Allah is the only one that's all forgiving. Humans, we're not. But for the most part, I think everyone deserves a second chance. No human's perfect. We all make mistakes. So I think if someone's genuinely sorry, genuinely changed their life around, whatever it is, I'm a very forgiving person. So there's people that have done some bad things to me and they've really hurt me. But if they apologise and they're sincere, I'll always forgive them.
Do you feel like boxing saved your life or just redirected your anger?
I've never been angry. I've never lost my temper in my life. So it's not redirected my anger.
Come on, bruv. If you're scuffing 10 man, you have to get a little bit angry, bruv.
This is why
I wouldn't blame a man for that, cuz, you get me?
Do you know what's crazy? Like, when I've had fights in the past, I'm completely normal. Like, I'll have a fight and I won't even be angry. I'll just be normal. Because I fought every day growing up in the gym. It's just like training.
Right.
It's just a fight. So I've never ever lost my temper in my life. It's just like you've made me feel insecure, so I need to do something about it. But I wouldn't just flip.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So no, yeah, I'm not angry. I've never lost my temper.
If your career ends tomorrow, what do you want your name to mean in 20 years?
I don't care about being remembered or what my name means, to be honest. As long as it's just something positive that will give me any good deeds in the grave, that's all I care about.
Do you think the boxing world truly accepts you or just tolerates you because you bring attention?
No, the boxing board for sure accepts me. I get mad love from the boxing board. All the professionals, like in all the weight divisions. Boxing's a small community, so most people know each other. And I've been around a long time and they showed me nothing but mad love, so yeah, for sure.
This one's a bit deep. I want to ask it though. What scares you more, losing a fight or facing your past without gloves on?
I don't know what that means.
I think it means about the incident.
But facing it without gloves on?
Like, I think facing it psychologically, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you believe faith changed you or just helped you cope?
It changed me, for sure.
Is Ty Mitchell today a different man or the same man with discipline?
A different man.
You ever thought of change your name as well? But what's going on here, bro?
Change my name?
Yeah,
My name's actually Clifton.
Is it?
Yeah.
Clifton, is it? So where did Ty come from?
It's my second name.
Is it?
Clifton
So where's the Islamic name, bro? You get me?
I've got one.
Is it?
Yeah, I just don't use it.
Why not?
Because everyone knows me too. I'm too known. It's like I can't just come. I was already
But
too known. today.
rebrand, innit? You get me?
I should do.
Alright. Do you think your story would be treated differently if you weren't winning fights? That's obviously it.
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't get. No one would know who I was. I guess.
Would you trade your titles to erase your past?
Yeah.
Do you feel like...
Some it depends what part of my past. The bad thing.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's that. Do you feel like you're fighting opponents or fighting your own reputation?
Opponents.
What lie do people believe about you the most?
That I'm a murderer.
When it's all over, how do you want people to introduce your name? Boxer, champion, or something else entirely?
Muslim.
I'm not asking that. Is your redemption story real or just good branding?
I think it speaks for itself. It's for sure real.
Well, I'm not going to ask that. I'm not going to ask that. I'm not going to ask that. Do you think fame has softened the judgment against you?
No, it's done the opposite.
Redemption, no. Should Misfits Boxing platform someone with your past, or is that exploitation for views?
No, for sure. Misfits should. If someone that's changed their life around and don't put good back into the world, yeah, that's what a misfit is, right? So it's perfect to giving somebody the opportunity to teach people from their mistakes also.
30 quick fire questions and we're done. One word answers. Thank you for your time, sir. Love or fear?
Love.
Respect or reputation?
Respect.
Redemption or discipline?
Discipline.
Crowd boos or crowd cheers?
Cheers.
Dumb, innit? Legacy or money?
Money.
Titles or forgiveness?
Forgiveness.
Fame or peace?
Peace.
Power or control?
They're not the same. Power.
Anger or focus?
Focus.
Faith or fight?
Faith.
Prison change you, yes or no? Yes. Misfit save your career, yes or no?
Yeah, essentially.
Biggest regret?
Yeah.
Biggest fear?
Jahannam.
Hardest opponent?
Myself.
Love that. Toughest moment?
I don't know, let me think. And it's a quick fire question.
No, go on, bro.
I think when my granddad told me, was diagnosed with a terminal illness, but he's still going strong years later. But
Come on.
That was
Big up.
That really took me down bad.
Yeah. Toughest. No, we've done that. Darkest thought.
Not wanting to be here.
Proud moment.
My son.
One word people get wrong about you. What's that mean?
One word.
Yeah.
Fuck knows.
One word you fear becoming.
Munafik.
Who do you fight for? Kafar, you kafar bastard. Who do you fight for?
My son.
Who do you owe?
Allah.
What keeps you disciplined?
Money.
What triggers you?
My baby mum.
Standard thing, isn't it? Who doubts you most?
Myself.
Who believes in you most?
Myself.
What haunts you?
My past.
What grounds you?
Islam.
What future scares you?
A future where I've not give it my best or my all and living in regret.
How do you want to be remembered?
I don't care about being remembered, bro. It's not going to do nothing for me, bro. I just hope people remember me as someone kind so then they can someone loyal, so then they'll do goodness in my name when I'm dead, give sadaqah, and do good deeds for me.
Mr. Ty Mitchell, it's been an absolute pleasure, sir. Lovely to
Pleasure
speak
as
to
well,
you.
mate.
I really appreciate your time. It's obviously clear you've had a turbulent life.
Yeah.
I hope, it seems you found your peace, and I love to see that in you. I wish you all the success in your boxing. It seems like you're the man that everyone wants to spar, and so it's like, there must be something good about you, to get me. Long may that continue, and I hope you achieve your dreams in becoming champion, sir.
Ameen, Ya Rab. Jazakallah.
God bless. We out. Peace.